Whatever it is we've won. This is...
Would you give up the chance to play for your country to become a global star of your sport and earn big money doing it? Well, that's the choice facing rugby players right now because of the proposed new R360 League. Led by 2003 World Cup winner Mike Tindall, it's already being backed by major investors. Its goal? Turn rugby union into franchises, not clubs, add some serious cash and a bit of razzmatazz. Or in their words, make the game more watchable, accessible and entertaining, especially for younger audiences. But there's been a huge pushback, a massive no way from the current game. So what exactly is R360 and why is it controversial? Rugby union is facing challenges on a domestic level right now. There's huge financial instability across even top-tier clubs. The English game has seen leading clubs like Wasps, London Irish and Worcester go out of business in the top flight. The Welsh provincial game is in total disarray too. R360 says they would remove what are easily some clubs' biggest expenses, i.e. the big stars, and therefore make more of them profitable. So the plan is to inject a new lease of life into the sport. But how exactly? Top stars of the men and women's game playing for a franchise-based league with fixtures in cities like London, Miami, Tokyo and Lisbon. Each city would host a tournament featuring all the franchises during a short 3-month season. And though no players have officially confirmed, reports suggest around 200 have signed pre-contracts, some worth up to 750 grand. And if that's the pre-contract, you can imagine where the full wages will get to. Problem is, the rest of rugby says no. In fact, no way. The national unions from England, Scotland, Ireland, France, Italy, South Africa, New Zealand and Australia have declared any player joining R360 will be banned from test selection. World Rugby's also not approved the league. Many fear it echoes football's failed European Super League, a top-down, money-driven idea that could damage the sport's traditions. So is it dead already? Well, rugby union is at a crossroads. Some may be against it, but we know others are being swayed by the cash. So will everything work itself out? Or after the European Super League and Live Golf, have we got sport's next big scandal on our hands?
Okay, a very, very good morning to everyone out there. It's Wednesday the 11th of February. The time is 4 minutes past 6. This is talkSPORT Breakfast, and here we are here with Arnold Clark. Also here, along with myself, Alan McCoist, is Gabby Bonlaw this morning. How are you, Gabby?
I'm very well, Alistair. What a night of football.
What a night of football. Where are we starting?
You couldn't hide from it, could you, if you didn't like it? It's everywhere.
I knew this week would be exciting, full of drama, and it hasn't let us down. I was at West Ham.
I heard you, my friend.
Not a great first half.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what, see the drama in the second half. Crowd, brilliant goal from Souček, honestly. Great run, just kind of ghosts in. Comes in the blind side of Martinez. Menu, I think, drops him because I think he thinks the keeper's getting it.
Yeah.
Good finish, but Gabby, Sesko's finish, man.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It is wonderful.
Don't go in unless it goes high.
Hey, mate.
Yeah.
Mate, I watched it and when I saw it going live, I thought, that's special. I thought, how does he get that in?
Yep.
The way the ball's come into him, it's not even, it's not even an outswinger, which is easier kind of to take, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's coming in the other way, and he flicks his right foot. The only place you can put it is in that top corner.
But like that sort of finish, people understand is so difficult.
Yeah.
To even get contact and keep it on target.
Correct, mate.
To go to the top corner, outstanding finish, and he's deserved that. It's been a bit of a tough season for him. But the parts that I watched, because I was mainly focusing on Spurs Newcastle, but obviously that was 7:30.
Yes,
Your
of course.
game was it 8:15?
8:15 kick-off.
So at half time, I'll switch over and I watched the last 20 or whatever, and it seemed like finally the West Ham fans are on side.
Place is magic.
Souček was everywhere, weren't he?
Oh, I thought he was superb.
Yeah.
He was absolutely different class. Some of our again looked really, really lively, Gab. Man United, well, do you know what? I thought the first half was kind of drab, as if they were like a wee game of chess, you know what I mean? And then it just kind of exploded. The goal obviously helps things. But I tell you, West Ham play like that, they'll be fine. I'm telling you right now, if they play like that, they'll be fine. Some big games. Listen, I know the one you watched. I couldn't believe it. I mean, because we're obviously getting the scores coming through. I mean, look at that face of yours. It tells you everything I need to know. Talk to me, what's going on? What is going on at Tottenham, mate?
I literally was writing notes during the game, and it's all just praising Newcastle. There's literally no praise whatsoever. Spurs, luckily, their first corner of the game, they score. That's it. To equalise. Then Jacob Ramsey, happy for him, scores his first goal for Newcastle to win 2-1. They could have scored 4 or 5. Very poor from Spurs. No leaders. Vicario was annoying the crowd. The crowd were sarcastically cheering Vicario. They're not on side with their goalkeeper. Back 4 were poor. They got away one as well, Ali. Willock in the first half was like the closest offside you'll ever see.
Saw that. I watched the highlights.
You'll ever see. So that was unlucky. They got away one there. Spurs.
I mean, that looks a goal to me.
Yeah. It's too tight.
I know. And people will come on and say, oh, well, if he's offside, he's offside. I just think you've got to look at that for minutes and minutes and minutes.
But I'll just look at Spurs, and yes, we have to be fair and say they've got a lot of injuries. Okay.
Yes.
But when you saw that starting lineup, Odegaard got injured early on, had to come off. Tell come on. You had Simmons on the left-hand side.
How did he do, Simmons?
Solanke, nothing.
Because I've seen him 2 or 3 times, and he's looked a little bit livelier and better, and I thought, that's good.
The midfield, Ali. Basuma might as well have been sitting next to me and you. He got dragged at half-time for Paulinho. Conor Gallagher looked a shadow of the player that we saw at Chelsea. There's a reason why Atletico Madrid wanted him out. Also midfield, Sarr. You know, he's not played a lot of football this season. He looked poor. Dragosan looked poor. Defensively, Archie Gray was very good. He was like up for the fight.
I tell you what,
they're poor, mate.
He's been the one consistent, Archie Gray, isn't he?
Yeah. They're poor, Ali. And if I'm a Spurs fan out there, and we should get a lot of callers this morning, be very, very worried and be very, very afraid, because you've got teams below you who are fighting. You've got a West Ham team who are fighting. I'd rather be where West Ham are than Spurs are, because with the group of players.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
West Ham have been lucky in some of the results they've had. Fantastic against Chelsea in the first half, and then they end up losing. Last night, they were the better team over 90 minutes, you'd say. And last minute, great goal from Šeško. They should have won.
Yeah.
So I'd rather be West Ham where they're showing fight, and they can go out and beat anyone now, the way they're playing.
Well, I don't have any doubt the Tottenham fans won this morning, because that was an absolute shocker. When that table came up, I looked at it, I could not believe it, Gabby. As we say, the FIFA will continue their 2-1 home defeat to Newcastle. Thomas Frank and the team booed off again at full time with chance of sacked in the morning, the usual ringing out, as well as Mauricio Pochettino's song. Well, Gab, after the game, Thomas Frank told talkSPORT that that's normal.
Yeah, but I understand them. Understand the frustration. Understand it's been frustration over maybe 2 years in terms of the position in the Premier League, and that playing Europe and Premier League is a challenge that we haven't dealt with well enough as a team, as a club, and that's what we need to build very, very hard on going forward.
I mean, I think you've got to have a degree of sympathy for Thomas Frank. There's no doubt about it. You mentioned the injuries and well, I wouldn't so much blame the suspensions, because that was one of them was gross stupidity. Obviously, the skipper Romero, but the injuries if it's not a unique situation, I can't remember having 11 or 12 or 13 players out. But the players that come in have got to show more spirit, Gabby, and fight more because I tell you, I know our good pal Jamie Hara. Well, Jamie was in the sports bar last night, and I'll tell you, he is worried.
At this moment in time, I don't think Spurs have got the minerals to stay in the Premier League. I don't think they've got the minerals to get a result. When I look at the fixtures we've got coming up, I don't know where 3 points are coming from. When I watch the performances, it's nowhere near good enough.
It's getting worse, isn't it?
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
Like the goal that they score, the first goal, Tell comes on. Get tight. Get tight. Stop the cross coming in the box. They just allow things to happen.
Jay, the point I'm making, these players are used to be playing European football, Europa League winners, Champions League, and then when you come to the Premier League, it's a different animal. You have to fight in a different way.
Lack of fight, I think that's the problem.
That's what I was going to say as well, Ali. I've written it down what Jamie said there. They're lucky Martin O'Neill's not their manager, because if you never stop the cross,
I know.
Martin would try and chase you on the pitch.
I know.
We come to football now of like just lay back defending from everybody. No one stops a cross.
I know.
The first goal, it gets played back into Willock, I think it is, and no one goes to try and break the neck to stop the cross. Chow heads the ball, Ali, and gets the rebound. If that doesn't sum up Spurs as a football club at the moment and team, lack of fight to get the rebound, getting bullied 2 players so easily. 2 wins in 17 Premier League games, no wins in 2026 in the Premier League. They're in big, big trouble. And who do you want to play next? Arsenal at home. All the best. Arsenal are going to come there for a field day.
I looked at it last night.
Ali, they're going to come there for a field day. Then you know what the next 6 are, Ali? Arsenal at home. Fulham away. Good luck with that one. Palace at home. That's a tricky one. Liverpool away. Forest at home, who are fighting for their lives. And Sunderland away, who haven't lost this season at home. Good luck, Spurs. This is serious. This isn't like a silly statement of like, oh, you got a relegation battle. I
think you're right, mate.
14 games left.
Do you know something, Gab? I think you're right. I think in normal circumstances we would have the conversation and would saying, like yesterday, for example, would be saying, well, look at Spurs' big game tonight. If they lose, are they in a relegation battle? But we're not really believing it. I think we're believing it now.
Because you're not showing fight. It doesn't matter if you've got five of these 11 players out come back. It doesn't matter if you're not showing fight as a team, because we've proved in the Premier League with Leeds getting a 2-2 draw last night.
You're talking about fight.
That like anything can happen in the Premier League. Every game's a tough game, and you've got teams fighting for their lives. Leeds could have rolled over at 2-0. Could have been 5 or 6. No, we're going to get back into the game 2-2. Could have won it as well. So could Chelsea. West Ham are showing fight. Maybe West Ham players have realised their contracts, their wages, wages half.
No, they have, because the effort they put in. I'm looking at those highlights in that Leeds game. I mean, I've got one thing to say to you. How did Cole Palmer miss that?
I've been there, mate.
I've done it myself. Probably more.
You just know it's a goal, and you're like, oh, you're trying to keep it down that much. Is
it just a lack of concentration? You think at
the last second, you probably think it's a goal, and it's not. But Leeds, you've got to praise.
Of course you have.
You've got to praise Leeds.
We were saying yesterday that their away form hasn't been good, and I said I thought their home form would keep them up, and I stand by that. But the home form allied to picking up points and showing fight like that away from home against an informed Chelsea side.
But next week, Ali, it's Spurs, Arsenal, and it's West Ham at home against Bournemouth. And Bournemouth are doing well. Good result last night against Everton.
They're unbelievable.
I know. They just keep going, don't they?
Think of the players that they've lost.
I know, mate. And they just keep going.
Centre-backs lost. Semenyo, I mean, the list is endless.
But they're very clever, though. They'll sell someone for 70 and they'll go and buy someone that's really good and up-and-coming for 50.
Yeah.
So they're saving, they're making a bit of money, but they're not just not spending anything. Yeah. They'll still spend on other players to fill the gaps and hope that they become the next Semenyo, the next Kirkes at left-back. But I just think when I look at West Ham and that Bournemouth game, I think West Ham beat Bournemouth because of the fight. And then you're talking West Ham will be on 27, Spurs will be on 29. Then you've got to go to, after that, Fulham away. That's not a nice place to go. Fulham have got one of the best records in the Premier League at home, I'm sure, as well.
Wow. I mean, it's unbelievable. Sports fans, come on now, you know the drill. You have to get in touch with us this morning. We need to know what you're thinking out there. 03717 22 3344. Give us a call. The talkSPORT Network brings you 5 more live and exclusive Premier League commentaries tonight. Coming up, we are going to turn our attention to the back pages. And funnily enough, Thomas Frank gets a mention, you know.
My view of punditry is when I listen to a pundit, whoever that pundit might be, whatever they may be, whether it's male, female, black, white, yellow, green, it's do I learn something from them? Do they engage me? Do I find them interesting and entertaining? And do they merit my attention? And that's my response to the reasons why I was saying the things I said.
He's sitting right beside you. Yeah, it's an opinion, isn't it? Which
Indeed.
we're all entitled to. I put value on opinions, right? You have to, because there's,
Depends where they come from, right?
everybody has them, right? So I'm not going to listen to a mob on X who've never, ever put themselves in any situation to do anything close to what I've done in my career. I listen to the professionals, right? I listen to the people who've hired me for the last 11 years around the world, the biggest broadcasters in the world. By default, if I'm working with the people who are considered the brilliant broadcasters, then if I'm in the same team as them, next to them, then by default, I'm considered also a brilliant broadcaster. So I take everything you're saying, but the reality is I've been good enough for 11 years, right? And as I said, I'm the person that will go and seek out feedback for someone to go, I think you're struggling. It's never happened.
See, the language that you use, Eni, is, to me, it's steeped in a sense of entitlement. I mean, the sheer weight of the entitlement that you seem to believe that you have would resink the Titanic. I think you've been quite fortuitous. I think because of initiatives like DEI, they've allowed people to be put into positions in the men's game that I don't think they've merited. And now that sort of seeds an attitude that you become a stalwart in the women's game.
If it makes you happy.
I was going to say Shania Twain. Is that?
No, I would have accepted that.
Okay.
I would more than
Thank you,
accepted
mate.
that.
Thank you, I'm close.
What a song, Ed.
Finally, Ed, you find a tune, mate. No Bad Bunny.
I mean, that definitely makes you happy. First thing in the morning. Absolutely magic. This is talkSPORT programme of Clark's Real Sale. It's your last chance to see big your next car. The sale ends, of course, on 16th of February. It's a very, very happy birthday. 64th birthday. I know you shouldn't give a lady's age out. I shouldn't do that. However, she's looking fantastic for 64.
Yes.
Sheryl Crow. Unbelievable. 03717 223344. I was going to say that's the number for Sheryl Crow to call this morning. She wants to talk about Tottenham. And she probably does. Everybody wants to talk about Tottenham. And Ryan has given us a call this morning. Ryan, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Ryan.
Morning, gents. How are we?
We are absolutely fine, Ryan. Sheryl Crow's making us happy, but are you happy after last night?
Well, what do you guys think? Of course,
No.
I'm in desperate need of therapy, guys. Desperate need of therapy.
Join the queue.
Right. So I live in the southwest, right, and I drive up to see Spurs at least 4 or 5 times a season. But My God, what an absolute state we're in.
I know, mate. I mean, Gabby and I were saying, you have to give a little bit of an allowance for the injuries. But, mate, you boys are in trouble, serious trouble.
Thing is, right, yeah, I agree with you. The injuries are a big thing. However, we have got some fantastic talent out on loan that the board, for whatever reason, don't want to pull them back. Ali, we've got a great lad, Mikey Moore, up at Rangers.
I know that, he's been great.
Out of his skin.
He's been
Bring
great.
him back. Bring him back. Like, I don't understand what we're doing.
Well, I hear what you're saying, mate. But if it's okay, I'd rather you kept him where he is at this moment in time. But I do take your point.
Ali, I think as well, when I was watching the game yesterday, the Spurs fans seemed very, very frustrated with Vicario and also with the slow play. Is that fair?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look at the last couple of years, right? So we've lost some fantastic players. So Hugo Lloris, all right, he had his mistakes in him, but a fantastic goalkeeper. Like French number one, amazing player, amazing talisman for the club. Harry Kane is irreplaceable. And then last year, we lose Son. We've got to replace these players.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing? Like, the only saving grace I've got at the minute is that we're going to go down to the Championship and it's 2 hours to go to see Bristol. Like, what are we going to do?
Maybe it's for the best. Spurs go down and then maybe the owners can sort out the football club.
Say that to me, Christ.
Ryan, I'm not laughing. Believe me, I'm not laughing. I'm going to give you a bit of advice, mate. Get yourself back to bed, stick your head under the covers for another hour or so.
Turn your phone
It's going to get better, mate. It has to get better, Ryan. Thanks for giving us a call. Really appreciate it. 03717 223344. That was the number that Ryan just called. It's time now for a look at the morning's back pages.
Back page review on talkSPORT.
Somebody else that makes us happy. Katie.
Oh, thank you, Ali.
Well, I was dying to do that wee link. I thought it'd be a nice wee link. I thought I'd introduce you with a bit of Cheryl Crow touch.
Oh, thank you.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Excellent. How'd your show go this morning?
Yes, it was good. Yes, we had lots of interaction, lots of texts talking about worst haircuts, which we'll get to very shortly. So, Manchester United with a late equaliser against West Ham. Benjamin Sesko scoring in the 96th minute with headlines across the back pages this morning. Big Ben strikes on the back page of the Mirror. You've got hammer blow by Sesko in the back page of the Sun. And then Sesko in late show on the back page of the Daily Express. So Manchester United unbeaten in 5 under Michael Carrick, up to 4th in the table. Gabby, do you like what you're seeing under Carrick?
Until yesterday, yeah. I think they've been very good, but yesterday they wasn't at their best. Allowed a day off against a team that are fighting for their lives. And to get a late equaliser, it could turn out to be a very good point for Manchester United. But yeah, he's got options now. He can bring Shesko on, come and score. He got Zirkzee, he can bring on Yoro, come on as well, didn't he? From Bayern.
Do you know something? Do you know what I'd say to you? All the substitutes had an impact. Yeah. My only, not complaint, but my only thought on it was I thought that he might have made the substitution slightly earlier. Mm-hmm. But Zirkzee came on, he was really unlucky with a header, but really unlucky just because by the wrong side of the post. And I mentioned after the game, I mentioned it in commentary, Lenny Yoro has 2 excellent defensive stops at 1-0.
Yes.
Callum Wilson running through, yeah. He did really, really well. Wilson went through, who incidentally showed brilliant pace. Oh. And I'm thinking to myself, it was amazing. What a turn of pace it was. And I'm thinking, Yoro's got to go and confront him right away. Yeah. To be fair to him, he'd have looked behind him and he saw a midfield runner coming and bided his time and did it perfectly. So, and then obviously the goal from Shesko. All these substitutions I thought had an impact.
Well, it also means because Manchester United didn't win, podcaster Frank Illett still can't get his hair cut. Oh my word, it's getting bigger and bigger. So Manchester United needed 5 wins in a row for that to happen. So he's got to start all over again. So I'm asking you two this morning, what's your worst hair disaster? Maybe back in the day.
I've never had hair since I was born.
You've never ever had hair?
Since I was born, Annie.
Not even just one little hair, no, just sprouted at the top, Homer Simpson style, no?
Never.
Okay. Well, let's hand that over to you, Ali McCoist.
I've had literally 3 howlers that I can ring off the top of my head.
Okay, what's the best one?
My mullet was a disgrace. my Chris Waddle-like mullet was a disgrace back in the 80s. I then went for some bizarre reason, I went for the bleached blonde look at one point.
Oh, right, Eminem style.
Oh, that's exactly who it was. Yeah. There was a bit of Slim Shady playing up front for the Glasgow Rangers at one point. And then that mistake I had a couple of years back when I went in to see the boy.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying.
And I asked him for my normal one, and he gave me a number one. Right? And unfortunately, I'm at the age when they took my hair off, it looked as though somebody had pumped my head full of helium at the same time.
You take a while to grow back.
I just this big, massive watermelon as a head. It's terrible.
It's not too bad, Ali. Not too bad.
So you've never been inspired to get the R9?
No, how bad was
How
that?
was that?
I mean, for one of the best players in the world to let himself down with that haircut, that was a
And then
shambles.
loads of people doing it. It's like, no, this is awful. The mohawk
So there
from
was.
David Beckham.
Ali, I've always went to the barbers and says, "It's not much you can do, is there, mate?" And then you start laughing. I'll say,
I know.
Okay, oh, just take it off, yeah. Oh, all right, cheers, mate.
Yeah. You can dream, Gabby.
That'll do.
Maybe one
Me
day.
and
I
Ed.
do you know what I love doing? I can't lie to you. I love going to the barbers. I really love going to barbers.
Yes.
But nowadays it's for a shave.
Yeah.
I sit in my wee
Spend 40
seat.
minutes on my chin.
That's what I do, mate. I sit in my wee seat and with a blether, and he gives me a wee shave, and then he says, "Heading up top." I went, "Well, what do you think?"
Yeah. Be careful.
Well, this last thing I can bring you is, as you can imagine, lots of pictures of Thomas Frank on the back page this morning. Headlines like "Frankly in trouble" on the back page of The Sun. Spurs fans demand Frank axe.
Who are they going to get?
Page. Well, I was going to say, so Jamie O'Hara was saying last night on the Sports Bar that if he was on the Spurs board, he'd be calling Roberto De Zerbi, who's just left Marseille by mutual consent. Would he be the right fit, though, for
Big
Spurs?
baby, De Zerbi. Like,
A big baby?
You didn't get into the Champions League. Next stage on the last day, missed out. Get thumped on the weekend 5-0 by PSG, and now you just want to walk out when the going gets tough. The players you brought in, when Yeri's come there, maybe for you as a manager, very selfish. So I don't think he's the right character for a club like Spurs. You can see it ended up in the same way it did with Conte. Similar characters.
That's what I am.
Well, Antonio Conte, by the way, has the highest win percentage of any Spurs manager. So in terms of Thomas Frank has the Thomas Frank's win rate is the lowest of any Spurs manager since the arrival of Pochettino. So it goes Antonio Conte with 57, Poch with 56%, Nuno Espirito Santo with 50%, then Jose Mourinho 40%, then you've got Ange at 41, Thomas Frank 27% win rate.
He won a trophy.
Bag Ange.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Big
he's
Ange.
done the best job for me. Simple as that. Don't care about the love for Poch.
He's
won a trophy.
He's won a
Simple as that.
European trophy.
Exactly.
Bag Ange back. Anyway, coming up, we will continue to take your calls this morning. 03717223344. This is a safe space for Spurs fans. Give us a call. Come on, get it off your chest. We'll also turn attention to Brighton and whether they are in danger of being dragged into a relegation battle. 6:29, I beg your pardon. Stay with us.
Romero does what he does. Right, ridiculous tackle. Thomas Frank cannot be blamed for that loss at Man United. Now, he can be blamed for leaving the armband with him or not getting in his head to behave better or control his emotion. That's partly the manager's job. But for Romero to do that after the ridiculous social media stuff, which I still don't understand. You know, what the hell? He should have been fined 2 weeks' wages for that and probably dropped from if they had more players fit and left if they had Danso fit. Well, just right. Because what is he actually saying there? If he's saying to the hierarchy, we haven't got enough players. I mean, is he absolutely stupid? I mean, forwards, Muani, Richarlison, Odobert, Solanke, Madison, Simons, Kudos, Kulusevski, Tell. Forget if you think they're good enough. There's loads of players. Midfield, Sarr, Gallagher, Bergvall, Gray, Bentancur, Paulinho. Now, they've got more forward options than any other team in the Prem. So what's he saying? Now, if he'd have come out and gone articulately, I think we've got to have a look at the medical staff. Or the coaching. Something's not right. The pitches. We can't have that many players injured. Something's not right here. Something's got to be looked at. Someone upstairs has got to look at what's going on with all these injured players. How can we have that many injured players? That's ridiculous. I'd go, strong, you know, but maybe he's got a point. His point, there's no substance to the out.
There's no intelligence with it, is there?
No, because they've got more players. They've got more options in forward play. They've got, I've just named 9. It's
It's not often you associate fan power with Chelsea Football Club, but one of the shining examples of it lies with a group called the Chelsea Pitch Owners. And they've proved to be the thorn in the side of owners past and present who've been dead set on moving stadiums to a larger, more lucrative piece of land. Essentially, the supporters group holds the freehold to the land on which Stamford Bridge sits. Former owner Ken Bates set it up at a time where some unruly property developers tried to evict the club from their ground. In order to prevent this, he established the CPO as a company that owned the pitch and offered the fans the chance to buy a share for £100. As well as that, they also own the rights to the name Chelsea Football Club, so if any owner wants to take them elsewhere, they can't be called Chelsea without the approval from the CPO. Now, in 2011, Roman Abramovich tried and failed to move them away from Stamford Bridge, and this has set a precedent for Todd Bowley and the current power brokers at Chelsea. They know any plan which involves moving from Stamford Bridge will require CPO approval from the now 13,000 fans who own it. There are fans who are concerned that if they stay at the bridge, they'll be left behind their domestic and European rivals who are moving to more commercially successful stadiums. But for the heritage and history lovers, Stamford Bridge is one of the iconic English stadiums, and to move away would be a grave mistake. It might not be as flashy as others, but stadiums like it have something about them that cannot be replaced. One thing's for sure, if Bowley wants to take Chelsea away from their home, he'll have to go through the CPO first.
Okay, very good morning. 6:34, this talkSPORT breakfast, Wednesday the 11th of February. talkSPORT breakfast once again here with Arnold Clark. The UK's biggest used car sale is ending now, so check it out. Alan and Gabby with you this morning, so come on then, Spurs fans, let's have a chat with you. Who should Thomas Frank be in charge of the North London derby a week on Sunday? 03717 22 3344 is the number to call, and somebody has done that. So a very good morning to Lee. Lee is a Spurs fan. Lee, a very good morning. Thanks for calling. How are you, mate?
Morning, mate.
Very well, thank you. Great show as always.
Thanks for joining us, pal. Things are bleak, mate.
Well, that's an understatement, really, isn't it? Let's face it. I mean, look, I'm going to say something quite controversial. I would keep Thomas Frank, okay?
Yep.
It's rotten from the top, this club. Our ownership lack any ambition, and they have done for years. Let's face it, they have. Now, we had a whole transfer window. We knew we had an injury crisis, fair enough. The position we were in, we had a whole transfer window to at least try and bolster, you know, and get some fresh faces in, some fresh movement. And they've done nothing. Nothing at all. Now, all the fine, I can understand their frustration, but we need to start realising that the club is in this position because of ownership. Plain and simple. Plain and simple.
Well, it's funny, I would say something to back you up, Lee, right? Because, I mean, the common denominator, I think, is the way the club's been run. And I'll tell you why. Because you're not going to tell me you haven't had good managers in recent years. You know, whether it's Conte, whether it's Mourinho, Nuno had a great... You know what I mean? You've had some excellent managers. So the common denominator might to back up your theory might be ownership.
It is. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. You look at the managers we've had. I mean, you know, we had Ange. Yeah, he won us the trophy. You know, he didn't have the best of starts, but you know, he got the job done and got us a trophy. But he wasn't backed either. None of our managers. We've never. We'll sell our players like Son, Kane, and we won't bring any other player in to match that credibility of them. And it's just it's beyond a joke now. And I think it's time now that the ownership take a little bit of accountability and either sell up shop or, you know, put their money where their mouth is. And them saying that they can do it at the end of the season, wait to the summer transfer window, it's going to be too late then. We're going to be in the Championship.
Lee, you know what baffles me about Spurs? I was at the game against Aston Villa this season in the Premier League, and it was a fun day out for Aston Villa, comfortable win. And I look at the league table for home form this season. Spurs are second bottom with Burnley. Only Wolves have got less points. You got 10 points at home this season from 13 Premier League games. What's the issue?
Well, I mean, you can cry out all day about the injury crisis, but at the end of the day, Thomas Frank has also got to try and get the best out of the players he's got. Has he done that? Possibly not. But I do think Thomas Frank is actually a good manager, and I think he's the type of manager that will get Spurs going with the backing. But we lack backing. We've always lacked backing.
Lee, thanks very much for taking the time to call us morning. Much appreciated. Morning, Max. Max, Tottenham fan. Are you there, my friend?
I am indeed.
Good morning.
How are you this morning, Max? Not good, I would imagine.
No, not at all. No, bit disappointed, but I'm just kind of used to it now as a Spurs fan. Like, you see all these things taking the mick out of us online and stuff, but it's just getting draining now. I'll be honest with you, falling out of love with it.
What do you think, mate? Because I said to Gabby, you know, we're speaking about it yesterday, and, you know, our Spurs in a relegation fight. And I'll be honest with you, mate, I'm thinking to myself, I'm asking that question, but I don't really believe it, right? And then I looked at the result last night, I immediately looked at the table, and then I convinced myself, you better believe they're in a relegation fight.
Yeah, 100%. Unfortunately, results didn't really go our way last night in terms of that, but we are in a relegation fight. There's no doubt about it. It's woeful. I don't know what is going on. Like the last caller said, it has to be from top down, because we have had good managers. We have good players, I think, anyway.
Okay, Max.
Yeah, all right, we have injuries.
Appreciate the call, mate. Thanks for calling in this morning. Luke's another man that's called in. Luke, good morning.
Good morning, Luke.
Morning.
How are you, mate?
Right?
What are you thinking, mate?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to talk about what you said about we've had managers that, you know, haven't been successful and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This manager is sitting in 16th. We had Conte that got us kind of where we wanted to be into the Champions League. That is kind of a success, you know what I mean? You've got Mourinho, who got us to 5th place, got us to a cup final. And got us to won us a cup. So when you talk about managers that haven't done what we want, they have, kind of, with one arm behind the back. So this manager, he's sitting in 6th place, 16th place, out of all competitions, basically, barring the Champions League, which is mental. So he's got to go. There's no reason not to let him go. If we're going down, we might as well give it a go and put someone in to get a little bit of a bounce and win a couple of games.
Who are you bringing in, Luke?
Sorry?
Who are you bringing in, mate?
It don't matter who you bring in, because we're going down anyway.
Yeah, you need a change, don't you? I think
it makes no sense not to sack him.
I think, Luke, for me,
it's not about who you bring in.
Yeah.
It's about the fact that we're going down with
need to stop it. Yeah.
You might as well. I'll go in. Yeah. I'll do exactly the same job as him.
Luke, I think the problem I've got is that I didn't want managers sacked so early in their reign. But when you look at he has had the whole season. The season's not up, but he's had 2 wins in the last 17 league games. For a club like Spurs, that's not good enough.
Gabby, he's not been there 10 games. He's been there all season. We've got 12 games left. Yeah, we keep him. We go down. We don't win another game. I've looked at our results the other day, and I looked at them and I went, I reckon we're going to get about 8 points out of this. We are not going to win another game to the end of the season. I promise you that now.
Look, I've got a quick question for you. Were you Ange in or Ange out?
No, I was Ange out. Yeah, totally, yeah.
Have you got any tips for the Millwall fans when they come to the Premier League and you go down next season?
Well, but, oh, yeah.
Listen, Luke, thanks for the call this morning. Appreciate you taking the time to call us, mate. Now, Brighton head to Aston Villa tonight in a run of 1 win in 12 league games. Not good. Fabian Hurtsel and the team were booed off after Sunday's 1-0 home loss to rivals Palace. Joining us now, presenting a podcast and big Brighton fan, Ryan. Ryan, how are you this morning? Are you a little bit concerned, mate?
Good morning, Ryan.
Morning. Yeah, to be honest, I can't even cut around it. Yeah, 100%. I mean, this season has been, I think we've gone under the radar as to how bad it's been, to be honest. I think everyone forgets how much money we've spent, how much turnover we've had, how many world-class players we've had over the years. You know, people look at Brighton as being little Brighton, and this is where they belong. But when you look at Brighton over the last few years and the players we've had here, and still have here to an extent, Mitoma, Minte, Jorginho, Baleba, Van Hecke, these players are linked with Champions League moves. We are not far off relegation. And worse, more than anything else, on the pitch, we are horrible to watch.
Why though? Because I watched Brighton a few weeks ago and I'm like, oh, they've got some very good players on the bench that are coming on. You look at Baleba, you look at Minte, who I know isn't starting at the moment. You've got Mitoma. Do you know what I mean? Welbeck's in good form as well. What's the issue? Because you've got the players, haven't you?
Yeah, I 100% agree, because that's been the biggest thing over the fan base. Has been some of our fans that think, oh, it's the recruitment, which I do agree with to an extent, because we've seemed to, I mean, everyone looks at Chelsea as signing these youngsters and loaning them out. We are literally the worst for it. We've signed a lot of young players. We've loaned nearly all of them out, and we've left the squad pretty thin in certain places. Like right back, we've only got one fit available at the best of times. But I don't know. I think that the bigger problem has been the head coach for me for the last 2 years. I don't think you can let go of someone like De Zerbi, who's now available, by the way, and bring in someone like Fabian Hurtsel. The completely different types of people, completely different types of managers. One of them gets the absolute best out of their players and coaching staff and everyone around them. And I feel like the other one has just kind of coasted into this mediocrity that last season we got helped out a lot by having players like Joao Pedro who could win us a lot of points. Whereas this season we've let them go as well. And you're kind of thinking, it's not that surprising, is it? We weren't that great last year. We just kind of got away with it.
I tell you what I found a little bit surprising, Ryan. Excuse me. I do enjoy going to Brighton. I've got to say to you, I think it's a great atmosphere, good club, good setup. And maybe I took it for granted. I just thought a lot of the Brighton fans were happy, you know, where they were, enjoying their football. But I noticed, I felt they turned a little bit at the weekend. Is that right or wrong? I know it's a defeat against your rivals, Palace, but I just felt they kind of turned, not so much on the players, but on the manager a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's been coming, Ali, if I'm honest. I think this isn't a surprise. You know, I think we've got 1 in 13, I want to say.
Certainly 1 in 12,
ridiculous form. And that form was Chris Hughton's form that got him sacked when we were at the bottom of the league a few years ago. But more importantly, I think that we were always told that performances are better than results as Brighton fans. That's why we bought into Potter. That's why we bought into De Zerbi. And that was why we could see so much vision in what the club was trying to do. Whereas now it seems to be the complete opposite. We've actually, the results actually look better. And to be honest, where we are in the league is still flattering, in all honesty. If you watch our games for 90 minutes, we can look good for 20 of them, maybe max. And then the rest of it is just tactical naivety. We give all sorts of cheap chances away. We really aren't a good watch. And the brilliant Brighton way that everyone sort of thinks, and I think it's become quite a lazy thing now where we just sell players and replace them. We don't. We haven't done for a good couple of years, and it's catching up with us now. I think it needs to change, not just the manager. I think the manager needs to change 100%, but as well, the actual club need to change. There needs to be a serious consideration over, you are letting go a lot of coaching staff, you're letting go a lot of players, and you're not really replacing them. And, you know, you're gambling a lot with the money, and I understand it. That's the way the club's run. But you are dangerously pushing it now between Brighton fans' expectations of being told we want to challenge for Europe every year and having a genuine chance of relegation, Ryan, if not this season, definitely next.
I've got some hope for you, though. Whenever there's a player who hasn't scored in 30 games or a team haven't won in 12 games, Villa will always give them a bit of joy, mate. So it wouldn't surprise me tonight if you go and have a shock result against Aston Villa. That's what Villa do.
To be fair, I would agree with you on nearly every other occasion apart from Villa, because we always get done by you, even if we were top of the league. Ollie Watkins loves a goal against us, doesn't he? So I've got to be honest, even if we were brilliant today, I would still be saying...
What about quickly, reports about Lewis Dunk. They agreed for him to go to Nottingham Forest and he didn't want to go. Was that a strange one to hear?
I mean, this is what I mean, Like, I think everyone has got quite complacent. And yes, I think it was true that Lewis Dunk's bid was accepted, and I don't blame him for being very upset about that. And I'd be shocked if it's not upset more people within the club that we've been willing to let go of our captain mid-season. There's so many weird things. That's not the only one, and that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of really strange decisions being made, and I think the next decision has to be getting a new head coach first and foremost.
Okay, Ryan, thanks for the call. Good luck tonight.
Ryan.
Appreciate it, mate. Stay positive. Still to come with breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
What a tune!
Like it.
Magaluf Malia days.
Ooh. Magaluf.
18.
When were you there?
2004, 2005. Down. Just before you got into the first team.
I was 1980 then. 1980. Tore the place apart single-handed, I did.
What a tune.
Coming up, we're going to be asking former Spurs manager Harry Redknapp will he step in and save them from relegation. Not a chance. Well, certainly not before Cheltenham, we wouldn't. 03717 22 3344. Tottenham fans, keep your calls coming in this one. Up next, though, we are going to turn our attention to one of the games of the season in the AFL last night.
Wow.
We're talking to Jeff Peters, I tell you, earlier yesterday, and Jeff was looking forward to the game. I'm not sure what he's thinking this morning, right enough. Things obviously going from bad to worse for Leicester City. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
In the two high-profile times when I've accused anyone of racism or sexism, a High Court has agreed with me. A parliamentary committee has agreed with me. So, and I've got reams of evidence.
Oh, absolutely.
Of people. You're
talking about Mark Sampson and Joey Barton.
Right, but the point is, I'm not
but
the
that's
person...
the extreme end of the equation, isn't it?
What is the point?
No, but
Go on,
my
Eni.
point is, that's also replicated online. So there's reams and reams of evidence of people online.
But you did it to me. You told me.
for
No,
that
I don't have a
because
problem with it because it's your opinion. You said to me about me that I'm a sexist.
No,
I don't think I am. I think I have a strident opinion. I have a daughter.
I think you pander to an audience.
Yeah, and that in itself could be considered to be something that people would I could be robust in my rejection of it. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it, and I like you should do. I only take the value of a people's opinion from someone whose opinion I respect.
Yeah.
Your opinion isn't relevant to me, and my opinion to some extent shouldn't be relevant to you. And if you are strong in the views that you have, I admire you for having the strength of them. But everything that you seem to portray in life seems to be that every disadvantage that you have is because either you're a woman or because you're black, and it's got nothing to do with your contribution to the equation and the way that people perceive you.
I'll always take responsibility if I think I've done something wrong. I'm the first person to apologise if I think, oh, I shouldn't have said that or that went the wrong way. You can find multiple examples of me apologising, but there is a reality that I do suffer sometimes a disadvantage because people abuse me for my identity. They don't actually...
Right, 6:52 Wednesday, 11th of February, talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan Gabby with you this morning. It is now time for a bit of this.
How can you not love the EFL when it throws up moments like this?
Here's Hawk!
Oh, it's come back to Zamora!
Kick off again! City fans can't believe it. What a match!
Windass! Quite simply destined to be from Team Windass.
We're in London. Hey, we're in London, aren't we?
Leeds can beat you 4-1. They're a fantastic team. But we had someone in the bushes that day twice this season now.
No sirve para nada.
I didn't know I would have such a reaction.
That ghost didn't head one in on Saturday. We didn't defend properly, you great chicken nuggets.
We hear that Jimmy Glass, the goalkeeper, has scored for Carlisle.
You just never know which twist any game is going to turn next.
Must I forever be a beggar?
Yes, Katie's back with us and we're going to have a look at the EFL. Katie, what are you thinking?
Well, there was an amazing game last night.
Dear me.
7-goal thriller.
Dear
Leicester again. We're saying dearie me. I think this was a hell of a game. Leicester against Southampton.
No, if you're a Leicester fan, it's not.
No, well, Leicester were 3-0 up. They
After
lost
half an hour.
4-3 to Southampton, who now sit just outside the playoff places. This was a hell of a game, though.
Oh, yeah, exciting game, but we're saying dearie me because you're looking at Leicester, what's happened to them, losing points, how disappointing it's been to be 3-0 up and to lose 4-3. And 3 of the goals, the second half goals, Ali, and 3 of the 4 of them come in the 82nd minute, 86th minute, and 96th minute.
I know.
Like, are you joking me if you're a Leicester fan?
I went in my bed last night and I was aware that they were 3-0 up and lost 4-3. However, I wasn't aware they were 3-0 up after 30 minutes at half time and 3-1 up with 8 minutes to go.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. So as for Leicester, they are now above the bottom 3 on goal difference only. Andy King is currently the caretaker boss. So, Gabby, do you think that Leicester need to bring in a new manager to stop that relegation threat?
100%, because that result could kill confidence for a few games. You can't be 3-0 up, I'm sorry, and lose 4-3 and concede 3 goals in 15 minutes. You can't, Katie. That's... I'm lost for words, Ali, when I saw it. I was like, are you joking? Like, the poor Leicester fans, what they've been through this season must be thinking, 3-0 up, okay, the players are fighting for the club, yes, okay, what a result. How can you take your eye off the ball that much, Ali, to lose 4-3?
Yeah, as for other results, it ended Birmingham City 0, West Brom 0. We've got to talk about Norwich City.
Remarkable.
Amazing, really.
3-0 away from home at Oxford. Philippe Clement,
great manager,
is doing absolutely unbelievable.
Former Rangers boss, of course. They took over when they were in the relegation zone. Now they're up to 16th. He's now won 10 of his 18 games since coming in. What a great job he's doing.
He's doing a fantastic job. I mean, they're clear. I look at that bottom and I can't believe some of the clubs down there. I mean, that was a sore one for Oxford. You have to say they're banging trouble. Sheffield Wednesday were accepting their away. I mean, you're looking at the smart money would be on maybe West Brom, Leicester, or Blackburn going down. One of them going down. I know Portsmouth are in and around there, but they've got games in hand. Charlton just above it. I mean,
well, Charlton plays Stoke tonight.
That's a big game.
New managers come in like in dreadful form themselves, and it's a shame to see, really, because West Brom were always a sort of yo-yo club.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, out of it, a couple of years back up, but it's been so long now. Was it 2021 maybe since they've been last in the Premier League? I guess, not good, mate. Leicester, West Brom, very poor.
And I just want to bring your attention to this story in The Guardian saying how the EFL are thinking of expanding the Championship playoffs from 6 teams to 8. Is this a good idea, Gabby, or a drop in standard because it would be less competitive?
It's just fine as it is. To be honest,
6 is enough then.
We don't mind changing football in certain ways.
Don't go daft.
The time wasting and this and that, no problem. But stop now. Like the 6 teams works perfectly.
With a vote next month on the expansion.
Well, I think I'm with Gabby. I mean, it's madness. You can make an argument. A team can finish 3rd on 70 points, and the team at 6 on 50 goes up and things like that. So
that's the team in 8th.
Exactly. I mean,
20 point difference.
If the team in 8th gets promoted to the Premier League,
it's money. They'll try and say this and the next thing. They'll just try to earn more money.
But also add more jeopardy at the end of the season. More games.
We've got enough jeopardy. We'll love the playoffs. We absolutely love them. But Katie, we'll love them the way they are.
Exactly. Yeah, and also we've just got to mention the top of the table. Middlesbrough, unbeaten in 10 now, overtaking Coventry, who were streaks ahead of everyone. Now Borough are 2 points above Coventry, and they play them next Monday.
And his record has been better than Rob Edwards, hasn't it? Which is probably pleasing for the Middlesbrough fans.
I watched the highlights of that game against Sheffield United. I looked a proper game, that.
See that tackle?
Oh, dear me.
Oh, yeah. That was an old school tackle, wasn't it? You can't do them anymore,
Hey.
Bang!
That was a big Terry Butcher one,
Yes, 100%.
What about that one, Kate? He messaged me the other day there, and he sent a picture. We were playing, I can't remember who we were playing.
Hamilton.
Might have been Hamilton, back in the 80s. And Big Lofty, Big Terry Butcher had a tackle, which was, he wasn't even in the camera shot at one point, and he just came flying through the air.
Do you know what was worse about it? Wasn't a tackle for me, was the player was on the stretcher, and half his body was leaning off it. And he was literally getting taken off. Police are moving out of the way. It was a proper throwback. The video's got him on the stretcher, half on there. Come on, hurry up, let's get off.
Even I went, honestly, Katie, I'm watching the game, the next minute, Big Lofty comes flying in out of camera, and I'm like, where's he come from? Somebody shot him out of cannon.
Was it soon as manager then as well?
That's right. As soon as his manager, he was hardly going to give Big Terry a row, was he? No. Thanks for that, Katie.
Well done.
Up next is the writing on the wall for Thomas Frank. I'm not so sure.
No.
Will he be in charge for the Arsenal game a week on Sunday? I think he will be. We're going to find out next.
Mo, what happened yesterday?
Candy.
What happened yesterday?
Candy, listen.
What happened?
Candy. Listen.
Mo, what happened?
Listen. We still gonna go we still can do the double, Candy. The cups.
Now, what happened yesterday though? What happened yesterday?
To win.
Mo, what happened yesterday?
Yes, what is on? Listen, yesterday's game, like I said, I don't want to talk about it, Candy.
No, I don't want to talk about it. No, that's what we're talking about.
What is on? Listen, we're not talking about that. We're going to talk about tomorrow's match.
No. Here's what we're talking about. What happened yesterday?
Candy.
Yep.
Candy.
Yep.
Come on, Candy.
Listen, what happened yesterday?
Candy, listen.
Yeah, what happened yesterday, man?
I've said this all the time to you, every single time. I keep repeating myself. Liverpool have been done by VAR so many times. It's unreal.
You lost
the
2-1.
referee was shocking, Candy.
You lost 2-1.
And do you know what? Candy? Yesterday, it wasn't a surprise to me. It wasn't a surprise. I mean, our team turned up in the second half. We were just absolutely superb. The boys were absolutely superb.
You conceded 2 goals.
Candy, what are you on about now? Candy.
Mo, you conceded 2.
Listen, Jimmy G, you can't say anything, yeah? you cannot talk. You've got no room to talk.
You can't be blaming VAR, mate. You can't be blaming VAR.
I mean, Jimmy G, listen, your captain got sent off. He just done it deliberately.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road, not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest Pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Arnold Clarkfield saying it's your last chance to save in your next car. The sale ends on the 16th of February. And excuse me, Ali and Gabby, with you this morning. Why I said excuse me, because I've just a little bit. I tell you, you do not get that with Stellan in Brazil.
You don't, do you?
No.
Homemade banana bread.
I need to let the listeners know. Gabby's come in this morning. I'm going to have a wee coffee at 7 o'clock. Is it banana loaf or banana bread?
Homemade banana bread.
That is fantastic. That is, it's great. That.
Special.
Lovely.
It's just the right thing to have, I feel, for breakfast.
I think so.
Especially when you're doing this. Like,
yes.
You know, we're not going to sit here with scrambled eggs on toast, are we?
No.
Or doing a show. A bit of banana bread with a nice piping hot latte.
It's coming along, mate. It was yet more misery for Thomas Frank and Tottenham, and as their winners, I beg your pardon, 2026 contended. They haven't won a game this year with a 2-1 defeat to Newcastle. Now, the Spurs fans inside the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last night made their feelings very clear towards manager Thomas Frank. Loud chants of sacked in the morning. You know the usual. And boos were heard ringing around the stadium. Frank, after the game, was asked if he feels he's still the correct man to take Tottenham forward.
Yeah, I'm very confident in that sense with how can I say, the board, ownership, everyone knows what how can you say, the challenges is, what we need to do to turn it around. Of course, it's tough times, but the only way you can turn it is to get even more together and work hard.
Yep, we're going to get some more reaction. Going to head to the lines. Somebody that's called 03717223344 is Ryan again. Ryan's a Spurs fan. Very good morning, Ryan. How are you this morning? Thanks for calling.
Ryan.
I've been better, thanks, mate. But yeah, it's not too bad, but it's absolutely terrible, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. Tell me. First of all, were you at the game last night? You watched it. Tell me your views on the performance.
Well, it's just a bit. I think it's a bit lacklustre. I don't think there's. I think the performance to compare to, I can't remember which match it was, but it was the second half after Paulini gave the team a bit of the riot act at half time earlier in the season, and we came out and we flew at people. And I haven't seen that effort since then, but I think it's just a bit. It's dragged over, and all the frustration seems to be happening off the pitch, and not that passion needs to be drilled on the pitch. Which brings me to my point, which was the stadium. I mean, you guys have been there. I've been on a stadium. I went on a stadium tour last year. Bits like that have gone on. I just think it's too comfortable an atmosphere. I think that the fans aren't hostile enough. We can come to ticket prices, talk about those. But if you go into the changing rooms, the home changing rooms like a luxury hotel. How you feel relaxed when you go to a hotel? You're not up for anything. And the away changing room is like Butlins.
Right.
You know, there's no hostility anymore.
Right. I went to the Villa game this season, and we played at Spurs, and we won. And it was silent the whole stadium. The only time you made any noise was the stupid halftime song that you play. The box that I sat in, one of the best cottage pies I've ever had. It had a little bit of kick to it, bit of spice. The free drinks were perfect. Everyone was nice when you're walking in outside the stadium. You all right, Gabby? You all right, mate? You know, just like you says, it's a very nice place to go. It's a nice day out for fans and players, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll go in the stadium when I take my kids. You know, it's a lovely place to be. When I go with the boys, we go to the pub opposite. You know, the atmosphere is completely different. You know, and I just think it's not giving that. You know what I mean? Like the old school. You go to a ground, everything's close in. It's hostile. The lane was hostile to go to.
Yeah.
You know, you had the shelf, your bits like that. They were just the right atmosphere to make it hard for other teams to win.
Players and fans can skip into the stadium now, can't they, at Spurs?
Yeah, but then the other thing is people are being priced out. I mean, one of my pals that's in one of the WhatsApp groups I'm in about Tottenham last night did some research, and the same tickets for the same fixture, Newcastle against Arsenal at the Emirates, we were on average 43% more expensive for a ticket. That's keeping fans away. That's some of the reason why we've got empty seats, not just the performances.
I think you made a good point, Ryan. Thanks for taking the time to call us this morning. So will Thomas Frank be given the chance to turn things around at Tottenham? We're going to ask Spurs Athletic writer Jack Pitbrook exactly that. Jack, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jack.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Very well, thanks, Jack. Thanks for joining us, mate. I was going to say, I don't know if you heard me, I said to Gabby earlier on, I was on the show yesterday with Jeff, and I'm talking about it. We're saying, are Tottenham in trouble? And Jeff's asking me that question. And I'm not really thinking they are in trouble, Jack, to be honest with you. I'm thinking to myself, well, if this could happen and that could happen. And then that result came through last night, and I'm looking at the table and I'm saying to myself, you better believe they're in trouble.
I think they're in trouble. I think that they've got a bit of a slightly bigger cushion over West Ham than they were going to because of the Benjamin Sesko equaliser at the London Stadium last night. But they're heading in the wrong direction. That's the problem. West Ham have got, even after that equaliser, West Ham have got all the momentum. Tottenham they've won 2 out of their last 17 Premier League games. They haven't won a league game in 2026. They are they're miserable. Like, watching them play is miserable. The fans have lost all belief. I think the players are losing belief as well. And that to me, that spells trouble. They've only got 12 games to turn it around.
For me as well, mate, when I look at the home form, if you look at the league table for home form, Spurs are second bottom, same point as Burnley, 10 out of 13 Premier League games, only 10 points at home. Only Wolves have a worse record. It's meant to be an advantage playing at home. It really baffles me, mate.
It's not an advantage at the moment. It's almost unbelievable, isn't it? They spent £1.2 billion building that stadium. It's the easiest place to go in the country. It's even easier to go at the moment. It's an easier place to go than the London Stadium, and that's saying something. I think your previous caller, I agree in part. I think it is a bit too nice. I also think that there's just no belief from the players or the fans there. I think that they don't know how to play any sort of like positive attacking football where they take control of games. A lot of the time they just sit in and let the game happen to them and wait for the opponent to try and make a mistake. I think all their best results this season have come away from home where there's no pressure or obligation on them to take control of the game. And it's been watching Tottenham at home this season is an utterly miserable experience.
It's amazing, Jack, because I saw them twice at the start of the season. I saw them in that game against PSG, and then I saw them dismantle Manchester City at the Etihad. And I can't tell you how impressed I was. And I thought, well, here we go. And again, the league campaign's been nothing short of appalling. But do you know the one thing I'd say to you, Jack, that I think's a massive, massive problem? You spoke about the fans there. There doesn't seem to be, and I probably include Brighton a little bit like this as well, with 1 or 2 Brighton fans on this morning. There doesn't seem to be any real connection between what's going on the pitch and the fans supporting off it. And I was at West Ham last night, and I've got to say to you, Jack, it was the complete opposite. That place was absolutely rocking. West Ham fans were right behind their team. Probably because they've got a little bit of momentum. And the difference, I think that can make a big, big difference.
Yeah, completely. I think West Ham fans have got a lot of issues with the West Ham board and the ownership of the club. They've been really supportive of the team. I think they've been really supportive of the team this season. Whereas Tottenham fans, and I don't blame the Tottenham fans for this necessarily, but they've been like, after the end of every Tottenham game this season, everyone's at everyone's throats, whether it's players, managers, Thomas Frank, the fans. Like there's constantly rows between people shouting and booing, and like there's a really toxic, corrosive atmosphere. And I just think that you can't win like that. Like if everyone's at everyone's throats at the end of every game, it's going to bring the whole thing down. At the moment, the ship is sinking.
What's the problem, though? Because we saw Thomas Frank at Brentford and the fantastic job he did, and everyone was saying he deserves a bigger job. Could he go to Manchester United? Could he go to this club? He's gone to Spurs now, and like you said, 2 wins in the last 17 league games. Doesn't look like he's got the authority on the players. Like, what do they do, Spurs? Do they sack him now, so they've got 11 days before the Arsenal game to bring someone in? Or do they keep their faith in him?
Well, I think it's a few things going on. I don't think the squad's very good. The best 2 midfielders, Kulusevski and Maddison, haven't played a minute this season. They've both got bad knee injuries. Yeah. I also think Thomas Frank he's a good manager, but I think, there's been lots of examples in the past of good managers who've gone from a smaller club to a bigger club and they've not been able to make it work. Graham Potter at Chelsea, David Moyes at Man United, Roy Hodgson at Liverpool. It happens sometimes. I think that's happened to Thomas Frank. I think he's found, he can't deliver the style of football the fans want to see. He can't say the right things. I think you've got to carry yourself a certain way if you manage a big club. I don't think he can quite do that. And now, look, I think in the long term view, he's finished as Tottenham manager. There's no way he'll be manager at the start of next season. I guess the bigger question is, what do they do to keep them up? There's not really anyone in the market at the moment. There's not any good managers out there who I think they can go and get to come in.
717 22 3344, and we're also going to focus on Cole Palmer, tremendous player. But Cole, what were you thinking about, mate? I mean, leaning back over the ball, Cole.
Legendary retired referee Dermot Gallagher joins us here on the show. How are we, Dermot?
Hi, Majestic. Hi, Al.
Hi, Dermot.
Listen, let's just get your thoughts off that straight off the bat. We don't want to ask you no questions. You're the ref. Tell us what you saw.
I have to say, I get what Alan says, and I think lots and lots of people will say, give the goal. It keeps 11 against 11. It keeps everybody happy. But when you look at it, there's no doubt whatsoever Szoboszlai is fouled, and by Haaland fouling him, he will argue that stopped him clearing the ball off the line. But you go back, the only reason Szoboszlai gets that far back is because he actually hauls Haaland back. That's the first foul. So I don't think I think Craig has tried to play advantage because he thinks it'll be a goal.
Definitely, Dermot. He's played advantage, isn't he?
Yeah, he's played advantage, and bear in mind, Al, that he can always bring that back if it goes wrong. So
but if you go to the second part, right, where Haaland fouls him, right, but the ball's gone in the net. So why didn't he play advantage there as well?
Well, he can't play an advantage for foul on Szoboszlai, can he? Because if the ball's in the net, the game, it's terminated, isn't it? That moves over. But if you actually look, that ball's not in the net when he pulls Szoboszlai back. And the problem there, Al, is that once
don't you think he see that, Dermot? Don't you think he see the first incident, right? And he's played on. Yeah. He's seen the second incident. He must have seen it. It was fairly obvious. And he still give a goal. That was the on-field decision, wasn't it?
The on-field decision was goal. That's correct. So all I can...
Okay, 20 minutes past 7, Wednesday, the 11th of February, talkSPORT Breakfast. Ali and Gabby with you this morning. Now, an informed Manchester United side travelled to an informed West Ham side last night, and it was live on talkSPORT. Šeško salvaged a late draw for United with, I have to tell you, an absolutely magical goal. Yes. Magical goal. Yes. And Michael Carrick explained after the game how he's got Šeško scoring in a United shirt.
I think he's largely helped himself, to be honest. I think the way he's applied himself and the way he's worked and doing bit extras and learning and looking at clips and doing a lot of work with the coach, I think it's just what you'd hope and expect from a player, but it's credit to him for doing it, and in the end you get some sort of reward for it, you know, and that's two huge moments from. I know tonight was for a point, and maybe kind of doesn't have that same emotion, but it's a big goal in a big stage of the game, so credit to him, you know, he deserves it.
Brilliant goal. Do you know, it says here in the kind of running order, have a wee chat, what was my three things to take away from last night? First thing I would say was the goal. I mean, I'll talk about Souček's goal. I loved it as well, Gab. Great run. I think it's Bowen gets played on the right-hand side, and he makes a run, and we've seen him do it. He normally comes in and heads these ones in, but he makes a run in the blind side of Martinez, who can't see him, and he goes goal side of Kobe Mainoo, who probably should do a little bit better, but I think that he thinks the goalkeeper is coming for it, I think. Mm-hmm. But Souček times his run perfectly. First thing I would say, what I noticed last night about the game and about the stadium, West Ham fans right behind their team. Gabby, honestly, the place, maybe the best I've heard the place, to be brutally honest.
Yes.
You know, I would go as far to say that. Obviously, they were devastated to lose the late goal from Šeško, you know, which we spoke about. But in terms of a team United with the fans off the pitch, that was it last night. No, I thought it was a tremendous atmosphere.
Only watched bits because obviously I was concentrating on Spurs, Newcastle, but the parts I watched, slide tackles, breaking their neck to get back in position,
blocking shots,
and literally like stretching to get a toe in to stop a ball. If Spurs fans were showing that sort of level of, you know, togetherness and fight, their fans wouldn't be booing after games. They'd be like, you know what? Yeah, we lost again, but you know what? They're putting tackles in, they're tracking back. Souček looked like he couldn't breathe. Yeah. He was that involved in the game and running around that much. Fernandez is looking good, isn't he? Somerville, 4 goals. He's that
Somerville was really lively again. You know? Really lively. The goal, the one thing, you know, we'll talk about Šeško's goal and then we'll talk about United. Šeško's goal, different class, Gabby. I mean, you know it as well as I do. That ball comes in. I think Sembuemo puts it in, and it's a harder one to take because it's an in-swing towards the goal rather than away from the goal, where it's slightly easier to take. And there's only one thing he can do, and that's sort of get in front and clip it with a bit of whip, like a chip spin type thing.
That could go horribly wrong.
Oh, easy.
Where it hits a corner flag.
Easy.
And a lot of players there try and maybe take it down and control it. That's why Disasi probably didn't come super tight. He's thinking... You're not scoring from there.
That's what I think, mate.
Yeah. He will take a touch on ready.
I think he thinks he's got that covered. He's never going to hit that.
He's going to control it. Outstanding finish. And like we said earlier, only top corner that side was going to score.
The one other thing you've got to say about United, not at their best, right? I don't think they were at their best.
Konya and Mbeumo.
Yeah. Quieter.
Yeah. I've
got to say, I think they were quieter. But they found a way not to lose that game. Yeah. My point is, and I think you might agree, 6-7 weeks ago, United are losing that game.
And it's not a bad point.
Of course it is.
Because Chelsea...
Both informed teams.
Yeah, Chelsea drew as well. Villa got a tough game tonight. You're still Manchester United, 2 points behind Villa, and you're only 5 behind Manchester City. So it's not all doom and gloom from last night for Manchester United, but... I will look at even tonight and say, if I'm Liverpool, they have to take advantage of Chelsea dropping points and Manchester United dropping points. Because if Liverpool win tonight, they're on to 42, only 2 points behind Chelsea. But must win.
I think they're going to one of the hardest places to go.
Haven't lost this season in the Premier League.
I know. That's a tough game for Liverpool.
Haven't lost.
And I thought they actually did all right when they get beat at Arsenal. I know they get beat 3-0 away from home. Yeah. But they show signs, don't they, Sunderland?
And another team have got the fans on side.
Oh, you better believe it. I'm up there tonight. I cannot wait. That place will be absolutely rocking the night, Gav.
You got your Sunderland shirt.
Oh, my Sunderland shirt on. The old number 14.
I fancy Sunderland to win.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
See, that's the thing.
It's not a surprise.
No, it's not.
It's interesting to see the odds of Coral.
I'd be interested to see what the boys run. Okay, mate, we're going to head back to the phone line. Spurs fans have been calling in on 037172233 this morning. It's the Spurs helpline this morning. Steve, do you need help out there?
Steve-o.
Good morning.
Morning, Steve-o.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
We're fine, Steve. How are you, more to the point?
Oh, mate, I'm in a massive dilemma here. Massive dilemma.
Give us it, mate.
I was watching the Spurs game last night. My boy in bed, he's 9. He plays for Salisbury Town under 9s, and he was saying at school, all his friends are taking the mick out of him, like giving him jit all day long. He said, even Jules is taking the mick out of me, and he supports Millwall. What the blooming hell am I going to do, mate? I'm debating letting him choose his own team.
Steve, I'm going to do you a favour, mate. I'm going to get an Aston Villa shirt, get it sent to you, mate, for your lad, and it can be like to support a proper team, mate.
It's never that bad, Steve, surely.
Oh, yeah, I feel sorry for him, mate. I feel so sorry for him. I've supported him for 38 years, and he's got it all coming to him already, and he's 8, 9 even.
Could be a Leicester fan, though, mate. 3-0.
I'll look the bright side, mate.
Don't talk about Leicester. They've done us for the Premier years ago, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Sure they did, mate.
Thanks for that one.
Oh, mate. Brilliant, Steve. All the best. Have a great day, mate. Thanks for the call. What about Pete? Pete's a Spurs fan. How are you this morning, Pete?
Good morning, Pete.
Yeah, I'm right laughing it this week.
Championship's good, mate. You can win it.
Well,
Pete, you're failing to see the funny side of things, I can see.
Well, my nephew phoned me last night during the game, and he said, I only support Spurs because of you, Uncle Pete. I've ruined that kid's life.
Pete, I know, mate. We're having a smile about it, and sometimes that's the best way to deal with it. However, I mean, I was saying earlier on there, I wasn't sure. Yesterday, I wasn't sure whether you're in trouble. Now I'm convinced you're in trouble.
Well, I think we're definitely going down. I can't see any way out of this. I can't believe Frank's still there. His record, he's a nice guy, but he doesn't inspire them players. It doesn't look like he does anyway.
No. I noticed that, mate, when I watched. I think there was a moment, one of the players come on a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking to a player on the sideline, and they weren't even looking at him. And I'm like, I've been in changing rooms, and I know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Some of the players are not having him, mate.
No. Well, most of them are not, are they? And the board, well, it's full of cowards, isn't it? I mean, how can you not spend any money? And then Frank defended them the other day, saying he thought Spurs had a better transfer window than most other Premier League clubs. I mean, how can you say that?
Well, I find that incredible.
Madness.
Conor Gallagher, the outstanding signing you're all happy about.
I get that. That's a good signing, but then they sell the top scorer from last year. It makes no sense at all.
I take your point, Pete. Okay, mate, I'm going to have to head to the news. Thanks for your call. Try and have a good day, mate. Coming up with a turn of attention to the games tonight. Some brilliant games again tonight. Is Wolves a perfect fixture for Forest to get back to winning ways? Is it must win for Forest? We're going to discuss that next. Did you think that the Super Bowl would get such a thumping up against the Premier League offering of Liverpool Manchester City?
I thought it would be much, much closer. You're talking about a difference of 500 million.
You are. But you're talking about, I mean, I've had this argument with Brian T. Smith, who comes in here, who I very much like, and makes the case that the Champions League final, I'd say, dwarfs the Super Bowl, and he makes his argument about scale. It makes my argument. Of course it makes my argument. But then you have to look back underneath it and say, this is a worldwide global audience that's watching the Premier League, watching arguably the biggest game in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And you've got multitude of broadcast deals around the world for a global sport. Ostensibly, despite inroads into various countries where you've had the NFL on tour and it's made its way into Germany and it's made its way into Poland and it's made its way into the UK, it's a North American sport. And so I'd be fascinated to see, outside of the North American broadcasting numbers, how many of the 220 million people that watched it were outside of North America.
Yeah.
Because I'm willing to wager you that well, clearly it's obvious because the population of this country is only 70 million, that 90%, 95% of the people that watched the Premier League game between Liverpool and Man City was around the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And when the NFL gets its act together, which it's trying to do, and makes this a global sport, and makes it a participation sport and a viewing sport in all the four-flung corners of the globe, it'll have numbers that are substantial. And 220 million people watching it, if I'm right in my thinking, 90% of that will be in North America. That's 50% of the population of America, North America, watching a sports contest.
Every spring, sports fans in Europe come together to celebrate arguably rugby's biggest annual tournament, the Six Nations. But why is it the home nations, plus France and Italy, and no one else? It all started back in 1871 when Scotland beat England in the very first international rugby match. A few years later, when they could field a team, Wales decided they'd host England and an idea was thought up. With Ireland keen, they formed the Home International Championship, which ran from 1883. In 1910, France was allowed to join, as they were developing into a serious rugby nation, and thus the Five Nations was born. France had an interesting history with the championship. They were actually booted out for paying their players in 1931, when the home nations were keen to keep it amateur. After World War II, though, France were let back in, but it remained a closed shop for more than 50 years. And when another country was let in, it was only really because the Five Nations hand had been forced. Italy was developing into a serious contender, beating Scotland, France and Ireland twice in the same year, meaning in 1999 officials got together and said yes to Italy and it became the Six Nations. So what changes, if any, come next? 7 nations? 8? A promotion and relegation system? Or should we leave it alone and let it remain the great rugby tradition it's become?
Where's Big Al when you need him? 7:34, Wednesday, 11th of February. talkSPORT breakfast with Ali and Gabby. And Arnold Clark, of course, UK's biggest used car sale is ending. So check it out now. Now I have to inform you, Gabby.
Ali, do you remember though when he said something not nice to Rod Stewart, and Rod told him off about her singing his song?
Wasn't that hilarious?
What's up with him?
And Rod put him away.
Yeah, don't say that about her.
That was brilliant.
She's
it really
a legend.
Was. Yes, the mighty world-famous Glasgow Rangers are heading to Motherwell tonight, while Celtic and Livingston at home both looking to respond after Hearts Oh, man alive. Won last night's Edinburgh derby in the 88th minute. Watched it. You seen the goal?
I've seen the goal, yeah.
Oh, have you seen my wee mate's behaviour at the end after that goal, McInnes? Listen, if he moved as quick as that when he played, we'd have been fine. Honestly, if he's up and done that.
What do you honestly reckon, though? Take your Rangers hat off. Do you just think anyone can win it out of the top three?
I do, actually. Yeah, I actually do.
Because you look at the recent form, Rangers have got the best record.
Yeah.
Last 6 games.
Some games coming up now. Rangers are playing Motherwell tonight, and I've said it for a while.
Away.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Sorry, whistled again.
Well,
right to whistle. Away from
you
home.
give you a hard time for whistling.
Yeah, I keep doing it on a Friday. I don't know why.
Friday's your whistling day.
Yeah.
Never just a wee happy whistling day.
End of the week.
I'm telling you, Gab, Jens Bertolascu, the Danish manager at Motherwell, has done and is doing. Motherwell playing the best football in the country, right? I'm confidently saying that. They are knocking the ball about and playing the best football in the country. They absolutely dismantled Celtic at Fir Park a couple of weeks ago, right? I think it was 2-0 the game. I thought it was as good a performance as I've seen against the Rangers and Celtic team, where they're dominating the game in possession. This is a tough game for Rangers tonight. Hearts, that was a big one. I'm telling you right now. After a defeat at St Mirren, discipline's maybe costing them a wee bit. Few sending off, few red cards. They've still got 2 or 3 players out, key players, but they found a way to win that derby game.
I'm looking at the table as well. Do you think that the standard the teams chasing has got better? Like the likes of Motherwell, the recruitment, maybe younger players from clubs on loan, and Hibernian and Falkirk. Albedin. Falkirk. What? I'm seeing them in 6th place. I'm like, what's going on here?
Hey, I'm telling you, Gabby.
Kilmarnock.
I know I keep going on about it. I keep going on about it. Yes, John McGunn's done a fantastic job at Falkirk. Hibs more than capable of taking points, particularly for Rangers and Celtic. Falkirk the same. St Mirren already won the cup. Beat Hearts. Definitely. Now, there is an element of it that Rangers and Celtic aren't of the quality they once were. Of course they are. But to back up your point, there are more teams at this moment in time capable of taking points off Rangers and Celtic. And the big thing as well is Rangers and Celtic at this moment in time. I know Rangers are on a good run. They are on a good run. But Rangers and Celtic this season are more than capable of dropping points against teams.
I said to you before, didn't I, when I was younger, say 20 years ago, you'd say, okay, all right then, Motherwell, Rangers, okay, Rangers win, Celtic, Livingston, the Celtic win, Hearts, Hearts win. Now you're like, Motherwell, Rangers, I'm not touching it.
No.
If I'm having an acca, I bet I'm not touching that game, are you? No. Because you go it either way, could easily be a draw.
Okay, game of the night. Forget Sunderland, Liverpool, forget them all, forget the Villa. Game of the night, Motherwell Rangers. Now, Forest head to Wolves tonight. Another great game. Live and exclusive on talkSPORT 2. Sean Dyche's side is 17th, but could go level in points with Tottenham and 5 clear of West Ham. It is massive for them. Ahead of the game, Dyche was asked whether it's fair to question his job security.
It's not about fair anymore. It's just a reality of the modern life as a manager. On the same day I'm manager of the month, they're saying I should be sacked, and the media are saying it. I work that one out. That's a new one on me, and I've been doing this a long time. I was reading just today about Eni Aluko, brilliant manager doing a brilliant job. Should he be sacked? And 3 weeks ago, they're saying he should be Man United manager. So this is the modern way. This is life. It's not about good or bad. It's not about my opinion, by the way. This is a life opinion. I'm not protecting myself. This is just the way life is. Everyone wants everything now. They want it. Clickbait is the new key thing in life. Why do you think all the videos on social media are always like 10 or 15 seconds long? It's just life.
He's right. I'm going to tell you right now. So much pressure's on Sean Dyche. Let's ask former Forest striker Rob Earnshaw. Rob, good morning. How are you, pal?
Good morning, Rob.
Excellent, guys. Good morning.
Great to join.
How are you?
Oh, we're very well, Rob. Thanks very much for taking the time to join us. He's right, Sean Dyche, isn't he? I mean, Robert, I've got to say, fans want success. They want it yesterday. I mean, he's absolutely right. It's a perfect example. You're talking about Eddie Howe. The Manchester United job, they want Manchester United job, talk for the England job, then a couple of different, indifferent results with Newcastle, and people want them sacked.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, and this is the thing, and we have to. I think we have to be more conscious of ourselves a little bit more, and not get dragged into this. There's a reality way of thinking and how things actually work, and there's a social media way of thinking and how that works. The social media is not how we're programmed as human beings. I tell you that. And also in football. In football, everything takes time. You don't get a young player, for example, and he develops into a unbelievable world-class player in about 3 minutes. That just doesn't happen. It takes time, process, learning, mistakes. And then all of a sudden, a few years later, people are like, oh, okay, he's developing that. He's now becoming that. Same for a manager. You make mistakes at the beginning. You make a bad selection or results don't go your way, 1 or 2 games here and there. But over time, then you start to see their potential, who they really are. Eddie Howe's a great manager. Sean Dyche is a great manager. So we have to be careful in the process that it takes in football, whether you're a player or as a manager, to end up being seen as good, being seen as, oh, what a good job he's done. So that takes a period of time. And he's right. I mean, when you look at Sean Dyche's job, I think he's done very, very well. And still, there's time. The only thing I will say is I think there was a little bit of hypocrisy in a lot of areas when I saw Ange Postecoglou, though, when he was in charge. Because when he was in charge, it was almost like, no, he's not good enough. But yes, the results didn't go the way, but you still got to give him time. You still got to give him more than, 8-9 games. So we have to be fair in how we judge managers, players, and, with the development that it needs and the time it takes. Everybody knows it takes time, but for some reason, we don't want to give it that time anymore. We have to get back to that.
Robbie, after tonight's game against Wolves, Forest have got Liverpool at home, Brighton away, Manchester City away, Fulham home, and Spurs away. That's the next 6 games. They've had some big games in recent years, Nottingham Forest. How big is tonight, and how much is it a must-win against Wolves?
If you're looking at one game in the season based on how the season's gone, not because of, I think Wolves over the last few years have been actually very, very good to the Premier League. But if you look at this season, the one game you have to win is the Wolves game. And I think that's now the must. It's a priority. It's the one. Losing to Leeds the other day was a big disappointment. That was big, but Wolves now becomes the biggest game of the season and the must win because you have to beat them. But then, yes, of course, at some point you play Tottenham as well. They're now in the relegation zone. We didn't think we'd be saying that a few months ago, but they're now in right there. I think, was it 3 points? Few points difference with them as well. And then you kind of look up and you look at the teams, and you look at Spurs just ahead of that, Leeds, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Fulham, and you don't think any of those will go down. So it's going to be a real big surprise who goes down, but I think Nottingham Forest cannot be in that. This season must be about Nottingham Forest staying in the Premier League. That is the priority, and beating Wolves is number one priority as well.
I think it's spot on, mate. I've got that kind of squad in front of me. I look Milinkovic, Baratas, and Gary Anderson, Hutchinson, Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi. And it's a common thing that people say, too good to go down, and there's probably nobody too good to go down. But you'd be staggered if that squad went down.
Oh, when I look at Nottingham Forest's squad, it's probably the best it's been out of all the seasons that they've stayed up in the last few seasons. It's the best right now. And you look at even players who are injured. Players who are injured right now would probably go into the starting lineup. So, and also at the same time, you got Gibbs White now is fighting for an England place. You got Anderson, who's now comfortably in the England squad. So you've got now internationals playing in the Nottingham Forest squad. You're right, Ali. It's the squad too good to go down. And if it does go down, it would be devastating.
Rob, listen, mate, I'm going to let you get back to wherever you are, because I'm going to tell you something right now, mate.
Looks nice,
you are not in this country, mate, because there are rains bouncing off the streets here, mate.
Listen, when you speak to me, I could be anywhere in the whole world.
Don't I know it, mate? Don't I know it? It ain't Nottingham, and it ain't London, and it ain't Glasgow, mate. Wherever it is, enjoy. Thanks for coming on, pal.
Cheers, guys.
Take care.
How bad's that, though, that you see blue skies and you're like,
that drives you
you're not in the UK, we know.
No, see when guys like Rob come on, they should do the decent thing and at least do it indoors. Do it indoors.
Yeah.
Because I always feel the rubbing salt in the wounds.
We don't need the colour. We don't.
Yeah.
Okay, we're here. Rain every day.
I mean, the worst of the lot's that Ramon Vega. He comes on and he's either in the Caribbean or Dubai.
He's in Dubai, but he's got no signal, so it doesn't work. It's incredible.
Okay, still to come on breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Okay, we're going to join the ATM by the one and only Harry Redknapp. His name is coming up again to replace Thomas Frank if he gets the boots. This was Harry a month ago when Nuno was under pressure at West Ham.
If Nuno did get the boot, would you go in and help, or are you waiting for Spurs? What?
No, I'm waiting for Spurs. I'd work for nothing. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'd go in. I love it. I'd go in anywhere. That's not be West Ham. I'd go anywhere. If someone rang me up, I'd go and do it for nothing.
Yeah, he loves it, doesn't he?
He would 100%.
We're going to get Harry on later on, but I think Harry, before that comment, before that kind of interview, forgot that Cheltenham's coming up. I don't see him doing anything until post-Cheltenham. 03717223344. Spurs fans, get your calls in or send us a voice note on WhatsApp. Would you take Harry back? I'll bet you would. Plus, stay tuned for a very special guest just before 8:30. That was our breakfast preview with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
Big statement here, but I think that might just be the worst refereeing or VAR decision we've ever had.
No, it's not. It's not.
How can you say it's a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity when Man City scored?
Because Haaland dragged down Slobosai.
Yeah, but Szoboszlai dragged Haaland. Yeah. Haaland dragged Szoboszlai, which is something we see all the time.
No, you don't. Not like that. Not two separate incidences.
So, okay, so you give one, but then you've also got to give the other because there was two incidents. So then, how can you give both?
So he played advantage, and then Haaland's in the advantage. He does foul Szoboszlai. You mean you can't get away from it?
It's the decision is right. It's the right call. And
it's not. By the laws of the game, it's the right call.
Yeah, it's the right call.
And you know that's why you can't say it's the worst decision ever.
No, it's definitely not. That's
because
just
the
rubbish.
referee, by the letter of the law, gets the decision right, in terms of the laws of the game. Do I agree with it? No, I think it's ridiculous. I think there needs to be some sort of common sense law brought into the game where that you just let go, right? You just let that slide. You just let it go.
Two fouls don't mean a right.
No, I know, but
you can't have. No, I know, but you can't have Slobosai dragging Haaland back. By the way, Haaland should score, and then you can't have Haaland dragging back Slobosai.
Yeah.
If you remember, right, if you look back at it, Slobosai's looking for the free kick. He's gone to the referee on his knees like that.
Yeah.
As if to say, "Where's the free kick?"
Oh dear me, 7:51 Wednesday 11th February, talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan Gabby with you this morning now after making the headlines over last week for taking issue with the coverage of the women's game. Footballer turned pundit Eni Aluko decided to come into our studios yesterday and join Jim and Simon. Here's how it went.
270 odd caps represents experience, right? What I wasn't saying was 270 caps justifies as an automatic pick. Of course, it goes without saying. I'm saying, can we have a situation where the women are the main faces of women's sport and then the men play more of a supporting role? In the 11 years I've been working as a professional pundit, I've never, ever had anyone say, you're just not good enough, you're struggling, you can't put your sentences together. I respect Laura's opinion and always have done. Laura was actually one of the people that I would consistently go to. And I had to look at the messages yesterday and think, hold on, I feel a bit gaslit here. My relationship with Ian has always been, he's supportive, he's the uncle, he's the ally. That's always been the way I've seen him. So that's why I went to him and his agent for help. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. The reason people aren't booking me is because I've taken myself out the firing line. I've worked too hard for people to just conclude that because you're not seeing me on screen, I'm not good enough. That's not true.
Okay, just for clarity there, Eni was referring to Woodsy, Laura Woods, and right to Ian right there to help us in this matter. Let's bring in talkSPORT's Weekend Breakfast presenter and women's football presenter, Shaban Ahern. Shaban, very good morning.
Shaban.
Good morning, troops. This is absolutely
What's going on, Shaban? I mean, what is actually going on here? I mean, surely, Gabby and I were just talking about it. We are fairly confident that you will agree what we've agreed on. And the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter. Sex, colour of skin, religion, anything you like, the best people should get the jobs. It's as simple as that.
I disagree. I'm joking. I completely agree. No, here we are, and I think we can all agree on this. And this subject is that Eni's gone absolutely mastered her own downfall here. I actually am now waking up this morning going, like, you're seeing it everywhere. It's trending everywhere. I hope she's okay, because it must be a lot when that starts to happen. But...
Do you know something? That's the biggest thing, Shaban. I actually say, I think that's the biggest thing, because let's be brutally honest about it. There's not a lot, if any, support out there for what she's saying, right? Let's be quite frank about it. Yeah. Simon did what he does, and I thought he was really, really strong yesterday. I thought he was really strong. But, you know, I think you're right to mention you just hope she's okay.
Yeah. Well, and I know a lot of people, even who she's kind of come for, are even looking and going, I hope you're all right. I mean, you're brave enough to sit there and say you think you were gaslit by Laura Woods, who we all know is one of the nicest, kindest, most helpful human beings on this planet.
100%.
So if you're big enough and brave enough to sit and chuck it, then you're going to have to take it back. Yep. And she also mastered that interview. She reached out to Jim White. She wanted to be on that show, so she wants people to talk. And I'm starting to think all of the irony and everything what happened with Joey Barton, and he's in the wrong.
Yeah.
Eni, now you're just as much in the wrong, not for the same doings of Joey Barton, but just put a sock in it sometimes. And, you know, here we are this morning. It'll rumble on for quite some time. But, you know, I feel for people who are being trying to be dragged down, you know, like Laura, who always backed her, who always had her back until she started to turn against the broadcasters, who we all know are great people to work with and work for. You know, you start to say things like that, people are going to bite back, people are going to clap back. And the thing is with Eni Aluko, when you disagree with her, she will come for you.
Yeah. Shaban,
So
I think
if she wants to do that, people
yeah,
will go back.
I think from my point of view, like I've had messages, especially because I'm maybe controversial. I get messages like, "You're only there to tick a box," blah blah blah. But I don't take any interest in that, and I know that they're just trying to get back at you because you might wind the team up or whatever. But for maybe black people and people of colour, probably look at it and say, maybe years ago there wasn't as many black people working on TV, working on radio. So it is good to see now that there is a lot more. But
yeah,
you want to be working because you're good at your job.
Correct. You got to earn it.
Not
Yeah.
because you want to tick a box. You want to be like, okay, he's good at his job. We don't look at skin colour. We look at that person's good. That's how
But
it
Gabs,
should be.
that's the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not as if Eni was put to the stands
Of course.
for two white
Yeah.
women. You know, it was for two black men, and Nedum and Ian are great. I mean, Nedum's daughters, I'm sure, in the Man City Academy.
But
I
what I
worked with
didn't
them
like as well,
recently.
Shaban, was the way
They're
she
around
said,
again.
she says, and I don't know about Nedum on a way, if you play for England, well, maybe do your research and you'd find out that actually Nedum played for the under-21s, suffered racist abuse
Yeah.
playing for under-21s. I was in the same under-21 squad as him. Like, so you're not proving your point, but you're not doing your research on what you're talking about. You should know about Nedum and Noah, who's very, very good at his job and really passionate about men's football and women's football.
Yeah. Is this what she wants now, guys? This is what I'm thinking about now. I'm thinking, hold on a minute. She reached out to me to do an interview with her yesterday, on Monday, because I disagreed with it on Weekend Breakfast. So she's trying to do interviews, and I don't know if that's because she genuinely wants to correct where she feels that she's been misunderstood. But, you know, sometimes you only get one chance to try and say it right. And if you're sitting and you've got the opportunity to say it, just try and be a bit more positive. You know, the world isn't always against you, but you can make it that way. And I feel sadly that's what Eni's done to herself now. But it's important this morning to say, try and protect the people who she has.
I saw a
had
video
go
on
at.
social media of Ian Wright in the 90s. And he goes over in an England women's game, it must have been.
Yeah.
And he goes over and he's speaking to them and hugs some of the girls that are playing. And it shows like he's been passionate about it for years. And when I speak to people about it, it's like, you don't come for Uncle Ian. Do you know what I mean? It's like, he's a national treasure, isn't he?
Can I say
he's
as
like
well,
Ali in Brazil.
Well,
like, you don't come for him.
irony, I don't think there's. Well, you tell me if I'm wrong, Shaban, because you're closer to it to me. I don't think there's a male football player done more for the girls' game, the ladies' game than
And
Wrighty.
because of, I mean, look at his niece, Sean Wright Phillips, Raphael Phillips, she's in the Arsenal Academy. You know, he's genuinely interested. He genuinely cares. I've been in Boreham Wood on a Friday night before the WSL was at the Heights, and Wrighty's there. He's there watching everything. It's not for the cameras. He is there because he cares. He cares about this woman. He reaches out to them. He supports them all the way. You know, Ali, if one day you turn around and said, I'm really passionate about women's football and I want to really get into it, I wouldn't say, well, I'm gatekeeping this space. We should gatekeep this space. You know, we're all in it together, and that's how things do move forward. And, you know, like we'll see, I think we all go, well, hold on a minute, Eni, hope you're going to be all right after this because you've really put your foot in it now. But stop calling out things that are just categorically wrong and making it worse
But I
for
think
yourself.
as well, though, Shaban, quickly, that like, now it's been covered and stuff, we all need to move on and call out for people on social media, maybe to not be still
Calm
on a
down.
case, on a case, because a certain amount you can take, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, we disagree what she says, okay, but the pile on that people do on social media needs to stop maybe now.
Because mistakes happen,
Exactly.
right? We all make mistakes. We all disagree. We've all disagreed with each other. We all move on.
Yeah.
You know, mistakes happen when you're on air. It's a lot of pressure on you. But what she's done yesterday, I think, has added more pressure to herself. And again, that's you bringing that on yourself. You're not making it right.
Shaban, just a quick before I go, Hearts, what a result last night. And obviously,
Celtic breaking up.
Celtic, the cup game at the weekend, you did your usual, you scored in the 126th minute. Well done.
That's Celtic colours in the background there, Ali, as well.
They got their 126th minute equaliser against Dundee. Well done, Shaban. Shaban, we need to go now. Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Don't forget, for all the build up, your huge weekend FA Cup action. Shaban hosts Weekend Breakfast along Big Cass. Do not miss it. Up next is Harry Redknapp ready to lead Spurs to safety?
Go on, Harry.
I'm not seriously going to ask him that question rather than how his runner's going for the Gold Cup. Right, that's coming next.
I don't see. I look at Arsenal and I've watched all the games because I'm waiting for them to slip up, and they can just change it. They can bring 5 players off the bench who should have started, and I think it's look. As much as none of us want Arsenal to win it, we just have to accept that it's their year, and they've been building it for 5 years, and it's their time. Yeah. And it's not because I think Arsenal are particularly great. That this Arsenal side won't go down as a great Premier League team. They won't even be in the top 10. Right? It's because the chasing pack are not good enough. You know, Chelsea are not ready. Liverpool, and what's happened to them? City. I'm amazed we're second, if I'm being honest.
Just going back to, you mentioned the Carabao Cup final. Is that round about the 11th or 12th? That final is before you play them at the Etihad, right? In the league.
Well, look, this is the dream scenario. Is we beat Fulham on Wednesday and we get it to 3 points, and somehow Arsenal slip up, and then we're 3 points behind them when we get to Wembley and we beat them.
Yeah.
Now, if that happens, right, that throws a grenade into it all, and it energises City, and Arsenal fans will start panicking. But I got to say, I just do not see Arsenal dropping points. They never, they had their back 4 out for a month and never conceded a shot. Now,
the only thing
listen, no, but I've seen championship winning teams, right, at City. I've seen all 8 of them, whatever it is we've won. This isn't one. This is not one.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These 2 boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pittodrie on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
6 minutes past 8, Wednesday, 11th Feb, talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan Gabby with you this morning. And of course, well supported by Arnold Clark's Real Sale. It's your last chance to save big in your next car. That sale, of course, will be ending on the 16th of this month. On the way for you this morning, we'll continue to keep you updated in Thomas Frank's future. Following another damaging defeat last night, 03717 22344 is the number to call. Spurs fans, give us a call. Delighted to say that Johnny is now a man who might have an even bigger march ahead of him than he thinks.
I would take Harry Redknapp. I would phone Harry Redknapp and say, listen, Harry, I know you got Jukebox Man at Cheltenham coming up, but we need you in here.
I love it. I'd go in anywhere.
What a night it was for Spurs in the Champions League. They've beaten Juventus 2-0. Over we go to Cheltenham.
What a performance, the last few strides, and the Jukebox Man has won the Cheltenham Gold Cup. What a terrific performance for Harry Redknapp's horse. Dreams do come true. The biggest sporting achievement of his career.
Monday morning, Tottenham are officially safe after a sensational win at Anfield. Redknapp's at the wheel, and surely he's got to stay there.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
This is good. Hold on a minute. I've not even given you the big build-up yet, mate. This is a big build-up coming. I've been doing a lot of planning your diary for the next month, mate. With so many Spurs fans online calling for Harry to come back to Spurs. Harry's week in the middle of March. I've got it arranged. I'm going to do his travel. It's arranged like this. Champions League game midweek against Juventus or Atletico Madrid. Straight to Cheltenham and watch the Jukebox Man win the Gold Cup. And then it's off to Anfield on Sunday just to beat Liverpool. And you're the last Spurs man to do that. But the big question is, Harry, is Sandra giving you your backing to take this job?
Oh, don't, Ali. She's there. She said, the day I listened to her, she said it will be the first. But I thought,
listen, mate, how are you? In good form, first of all.
Morning,
Ali,
Harry.
yeah, we're all good. Gabby, yeah, we're all great. Thank you, yeah.
That's
yeah,
brilliant, mate, brilliant. Well, I'll tell you what, clearly Tottenham's the place we're going to go, but I'm going to start off somewhere else. I'm starting off at West Ham, Harry. I was there last night. I've got to say to you, mate, the atmosphere might have been the best I've ever heard it. You know, they go ahead, lovely goal. Later, Ivor Soucek comes into the box, and then obviously Sesko hits a wonder goal. But the point I was going to make to you, the spirit and the connection between the fans and the players on the pitch was really, really strong, and they've got a chance, mate.
Yeah, big chance. I mean, you look at they've hit form, Ali, just at the right time, haven't they? They could have won it, should have won at Chelsea, went 2-up. But their performances, got Burnley last week, could have been a difficult one, see them off. No, they're in great form. And as you say, the atmosphere, the crowd are behind them. I thought last night it'd be a difficult game for Man United, and it certainly was. I mean, they should have won it in the end, West Ham, shouldn't they? So I think they'll be fine. I mean, they're just coming at the right time. Their form's good, their momentum, crowd are with them. I think they're a month ago I'd have said they're going to go down. Yeah. They really did look like they were banging it, and I couldn't see any way out. But they've turned it round at the moment. They're on this great run, and there's confidence is high. A couple of new strikers come in, made a bit of difference to them. So, yeah, things are looking okay at West Ham. That's great.
Two wide boys, Harry, I think are absolutely terrific. Somerville, in particular, I think Bowen's just a class act, but Somerville, he looks really direct. He's been positive. Harry, quick question for you. I'm taking Bowen to the USA with the World Cup. Are you?
Yeah, for sure. He'd be in my squad, yeah. I mean, you'd have him anywhere, wouldn't you, Ali? He gives it absolutely everything. He works, he scores goals. He's a great team player, and he's got real good ability. I love him. Yeah, he is Mr. West Ham for me at the moment. He's been amazing.
Harry, moving on to Spurs. I remember speaking to you loads on this show last season, and the same convos about Ange and it's not working and the poor home record. And we're here again, aren't we, with a new manager? 2 wins in their last 17 league games. Spurs not won a league game in 2026. Second bottom in the home form records. What's the future looking like for Thomas Frank, Harry?
Well, obviously, it's a shame. I mean, he's under pressure, big pressure, isn't he, Gabby? It's, I don't know. I thought that last night against the Newcastle team that have been out of sorts recently, I thought, they've got a big chance tonight. They have got loads of injuries for sure, which definitely doesn't help them, but they've still got a team there. Like, I'm looking at it and well, it ain't that bad, Solanke's back and they look all right, but I don't know. There's something. But it's just not been now. It was last year under Ange. It's just been a continuous thing, hasn't it? So really, since Poch left, really, they've just been. Every year's been a bit of a struggle. So it's a shame. I don't know. He's hanging on for a grim life at the moment. I don't know what the outcome will be. I don't know the new people that are running the club. So I think if Daniel had been there, I think it might have been all over by now for him. After last night, but. It'll be interesting to see what they do. It's certainly going to be it'll be an interesting day. I'm sure there'll be lots of meetings today, and decisions will be made. But I wouldn't know which way they'll go.
Do you know what would be concerning for me, Harry? I mentioned to you when we first come on there. I mentioned to you West Ham obviously banging trouble, but the one thing they look as though they've got a bit of spirit. And I don't think you can underestimate the relationship between the supporters off the pitch and the players on it. And that was a real connection I saw last night. And that, to me, sadly, is what Tottenham don't, or one of the things that Tottenham don't have at this moment in time.
Well, you lads know well. When you got that feeling around like last night, say the connection with the fans is. I knew last night Man United come into town. I thought it's going to be a great atmosphere tonight. It's just going to be a tough game for Man United. When West Ham fans are with them like they are at the moment, it's a difficult place to go. It's been over the years. But Tottenham, it's the players look short of confidence, and the fans obviously have got no confidence in anything that's happening there at the moment. There's a bad feeling around the place, and you get edgy. There's no confidence coming from the team and giving the fans anything to get behind. It is a very difficult recipe for disaster, isn't it, really? And if they're not careful, it's going to be a disaster. It's certainly heading that way. They're banging. They've suddenly got sucked into a relegation battle. It looked like Burnley would go with Wolves and look like West Ham now.
Yeah.
West Ham getting out. Now you're looking for somebody else. I thought Palace are getting sucked in.
So did I.
Leeds look like they're going to get out. Leeds are a bit form. Picking up great results.
Sometimes, Harry, isn't it about fight? I mean, I look at the gap now, only 5 points between Spurs and West Ham. And you look at West Ham, they're showing fight, aren't they? Even against Chelsea first half, they were very good. They beat Burnley last night, unlucky to not get a result. Where Spurs look like they haven't got fight. I know which dressing room I'd rather be in at the moment, or what team I'd rather manage. But we can't let you go without asking you. The North London derbies in 11 days, Harry. You've managed Spurs in that game so many times. Come on, Harry. The fans need you.
Oh my God, North London derby! What a hard game! What a hard game for Tottenham to pick up a result in. Oh my! If you're playing anybody at the moment, you wouldn't want to be playing Arsenal if your life depends on it. So I mean, it's going to be a difficult time for Thomas going into this game for sure. But it's a no-brainer, really, in terms of. If they get beat, everybody expects them to get beat. But if they could pull off a result, it could turn everything around for the rest of the season for them. So, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Harry, I think to be honest, I think I'd advise you to be jumping, and I mean riding on the jukebox, man, jumping over the last. That's a safer option, mate.
It looks safer, yeah. I mean. Yeah, I hope you're right. I hope it is a safe option and they're coming to the last, and the jukebox man's drawing clear. I would be closing my eyes out, that's for sure. Oh my God.
We're looking forward to it though, mate. It's. I've got to say the meeting, the festival. It's just. It's. I think it's just it's up there with British sport, mate. I can't wait, and I'm guessing. I'm hoping we'll see you there. Obviously, yeah.
I'll be there. I'd love to come up and see. I always look forward to seeing you every year. I'll come up and obviously come up with most. Come and have a morning with you, and
brilliant
before the big race, and calm my nerves down a bit. Yeah.
Oh, get everything cross you, Harry. Thanks for joining us this morning. Take care.
Well done, lads.
All the best, mate. See you soon. The talkSPORT Network brings you 5 more live and exclusive Premier League commentaries tonight. We're all over it. Sunderland versus Liverpool on talkSPORT 8:15. Man City versus Fulham is on Talk Radio. Download for free talkSPORT app and swipe effortlessly between all the games. Coming up, we've got a special guest on. Is this a wind-up? Hang around for this. This is going to be interesting.
My view of punditry is when I listen to a pundit, whoever that pundit might be, whatever they may be, whether it's male, female, black, white, yellow, green, it's do I learn something from them? Do they engage me? Do I find them interesting and entertaining? And do they merit my attention? And that's my response to the reasons why I was saying the things I said.
He's sitting right beside you.
Yeah, I it's an opinion, isn't it? Which
Indeed.
we're all entitled to. I put value on opinions, right? You have to, because there's,
Depends where they come from, right?
everybody has them, right? So I'm not going to listen to a mob on X who've never, ever put themselves in any situation to do anything close to what I've done in my career. I listen to the professionals, right? I listen to the people who've hired me for the last 11 years around the world, the biggest broadcasters in the world. By default, if I'm working with the people who are considered the brilliant broadcasters, then if I'm in the same team as them, next to them, then by default, I'm considered also a brilliant broadcaster. So I take everything you're saying, but the reality is I've been good enough for 11 years, right? And as I said, I'm the person that will go and seek out feedback for someone to go, I think you're struggling. It's never happened.
See, the language that you use, Eni, is, to me, it's steeped in a sense of entitlement. I mean, the sheer weight of the entitlement that you seem to believe that you have would resink the Titanic. I think you've been quite fortuitous. I think because of initiatives like DEI, they've allowed people to be put into positions in the men's game that I don't think they've merited. And now that sort of seeds an attitude that you become a stalwart in the...
Who's this, mate?
Oh, come on, yeah.
When you work with Jeff and Alan, they'd be like, I don't know who this is, not listening to it. I know you like a bit of...
is that not Barbados' finest?
Exactly, Rihanna.
Yeah.
Actually, Alan would like Rihanna because he loves Barbados.
Again, you've got to remember, Gam, it's not Stellan in Brazil
Exactly.
you're dealing with.
You're the cool dad, aren't you?
Those two stuck in the 60s, maybe getting into the early 70s, the two have been stuck there for about 40 years. Musically, I've travelled with the times.
You know everything, mate.
Travelled with the times.
Are you a Bad Bunny fan as well, then?
No. No, haven't
Too far.
No, haven't. Aye, you've taken that too far, mate. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. It's 8:20 and it's Wednesday, 11th of February. Ali and Gabby were with you this morning. Now, I was commentating at West Ham last night. Loved it, hosting the breakfast show this morning. And I'm off to Sunderland tonight.
Lovely.
Well, there's one or two people reckon, I'm just reading this, there's more than one of me going about. Well, I didn't think so, but I could be proved wrong. Our next guest, I can't believe it. Our next guest is called Alistair McCoist Dickey. Alistair, is this a wind-up? Very good morning to you.
Good morning, Alistair.
All right, Ali.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad, yeah. So I'm on my phone in the work van, so it's a bit... Don't know if you can see me all right.
I can see you fine, and I'm listening to you fine. First of all, going to explain to me why, where, who, when, what's going on?
So the story goes that so my mum wanted to call me Angus because it's a strong Scottish name apparently, and then my dad was like, absolutely not. We're going to call him Ally McCoist after the greatest Scottish football player there ever was, and that was it. That was the end of it.
Well, if you don't mind me saying so, you don't sound as though you're forgiven, mate. Where are you calling from? Where are you?
I was born in a place called Crawley, but I'm working in Reading at the moment, so I'm away working.
That is absolutely hilarious. I thought this was a wind-up, mate, when they told me this morning. But really appreciate you coming on. Listen, the obvious question is this, mate. That name has got me into all sorts of trouble. Has it got you into all sorts of trouble?
Only a handful of times when I meet some Celtic fans, but that's about it.
Brilliant, mate. Well, listen, it's so good to talk to you, and thanks very, very much for coming on. You put a smile on my face, mate, I can tell you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on. I do need to say it. Yeah, go on.
Can I ask you one question, mate? Has anyone ever questioned you if you're taking the mick? Or you being serious?
Yeah, all the time, and then I just whack out my driving licence and I can't believe it.
Brilliant.
Brilliant, mate. Listen, you stay out of trouble, and hopefully I'll catch up with you. And if I meet you, I'd love to buy you a pint, mate. Lovely to talk to you.
Yeah, likewise. And just shout out Chris Rothel. I know he's probably going to be listening because he loves the show. He's the one that told me to do this ages ago.
Top man, Coisty.
Well, thanks for that, Chris. Hey, Coisty, you keep in touch. You keep in touch now, Coisty.
Yeah, will do. Cheers, Ali.
See you, mate. Thanks very, very much.
Brilliant.
That was hilarious. I thought that was a wind-up. Did I? That's brilliant, that. Right, we're going to move swiftly on. Latest odds with Coral and Simon Clare. The real Simon Clare. There's only one Simon Clare.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Oh, dear me.
Morning, Simon.
Simon, how do we follow that?
Well, the resemblance was uncanny, is all I can say. Although, there's one glaring difference. It does look like he does some seriously hard graft, so clearly not quite the same as the original Alan
Brazil. A bit harsh, Simon, but probably factually correct. Listen, Simon, you probably heard it. The smart money is on Harry Redknapp appearing live at Cheltenham and not in the Tottenham dugout. What do you think?
Oh, well, listen, firstly, they're in real trouble, Spurs. They're actually 11-2 now to be relegated. Wow. Now, to put that in context, we have Burnley and Wolves long odds on. So it looks like it's that battle for the third spot. West Ham so close to 3 points last night. 8-11 now, West Ham to be relegated. 100-30 Nottingham Forest. But next in the betting is Spurs at 5.5 to 1. It's then 8 Leeds, 16 Palace. So, I mean, odds-wise, they're right bang down there. And Spurs are now are actually a shorter price to win. To win relegation. That was Spurs. But to be relegated, then the jukebox man, who's 6 to 1 to win the Cheltenham Gold Cup. So I think if I was Harry, I would not be remotely distracted by the temptation to go back to
Simon. It's funny though because
the Gold Cup.
Absolutely, mate. I mean, it really is bizarre because Jeff and I were talking on the show yesterday morning. And we were talking about the possibility of Tottenham getting dragged into a relegation battle. And I'll be honest with you, and I'm saying to myself, well, it could happen. But I didn't think there's any way. I genuinely didn't. I thought they would have enough. But then I'm looking at it last night. I'm looking at the table. I'm looking at the way West Ham are played. I'm looking at the relationship with the fans. They've got a bit of momentum. They are banging it, mate.
They are banging it, and I think the point is it does look like it's a one-place shootout. Other sides, like obviously Palace had a good result at the weekend. Yeah. Leeds, another great result last night. They're showing loads of spirit. Forest are fighting hard, and it's just the fact that we often say teams are too good to go down, but there have been plenty of occasions when suddenly it's happened. Maybe not. This would probably be one of the biggest shocks.
Yes.
A club the size of Spurs.
Simon, if you was gonna back Leeds or Spurs to stay up now, you'd back Leeds. You put all your money on Leeds, even though they're only 1 point ahead, because it's the fight they're showing.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely. They're pulling
West
results
Ham
out of
as
the bag,
well. But Spurs, you're looking at them, you're like, I wouldn't back Spurs to stay up because they don't look like they've got the fight. They're not used to this battle.
Exactly. You want to see something, a positive reaction. Exactly. And so, I mean, look, Arsenal are 1-5 to win the title. I mean, a big. Obviously, Arsenal fans, a double Arsenal to win the Premier League and Spurs to go down works out at about 7 to 1, which actually, again, is a surprisingly short price. It would have been a massive price at the start of the season. Would have been about 200 to 1 chance at the start of the season.
Would you say Thomas Frank is the next likely manager to get sacked?
Yeah, I think he probably would be. I'm trying to think of other managers under pressure, but it's I mean, he must be really. I mean, you sort of feel it could happen any day after any game, but the longer they persist, then
if you continue like this. You need a change sometimes to get out of this rut. You need maybe an ex-player to come in and at Spurs.
A bit like Carrick has done at Man
United.
Exactly.
Come and change your fortunes.
Simon, what about tonight? some big games tonight. I mean, I'm up at Sunderland. I'm really looking forward to going up to Stadium of Light. I think that's going to be a top game. I really do. It would be no surprise if Sunderland continued their great form at home, and then you've obviously got Forest versus Wolves. Vital for Forest. What can you tell us?
Yeah, I mean, Sunderland having a great season. They're 100-30 to win tonight. I mean, Liverpool, that bitter pill from Sunday when they looked to all intents and purposes like they won the game, ended up losing it. They're 4-5 odds on at Sunderland. I wouldn't be rushing to back Liverpool odds on a place like Stadium of Light. Other games, Forest are 4-6 to get a much-needed 3 points against Wolves. That's a relegation battle of sorts, but could Wolves do West Ham a favour?
Wouldn't surprise you. Draw there.
City are 4-11 to beat Fulham. Do you expect that to happen and keep them putting the pressure on Arsenal?
I'm not so sure. I think it's so important for the likes of Forest tonight. I think Forest will win. I really do.
Sometimes the pressure's on. Wolves, they know they're down, and sometimes you play a bit better, Ali, when you know you're freed up.
The interesting ones, when I say the interesting ones, Simon, Manchester City, because brilliant result at the weekend. Of that, there is no doubt. But I wasn't overly impressed the way they played, Simon.
Oh, yeah, and they have lacked consistency, which has been probably the reason Arsenal have been able to maintain this advantage. Where they themselves, since the turn of the year, have had their moments. And City are 4-11, they're at home. But Fulham have got plenty of, plenty of quality in the side. I always have watched Emile Smith-Rowe, an ex-Arsenal player, willing him to do good things. They're 6-1 away from home.
Simon, your Blues connection. You don't mention Villa's odds. They're playing tonight as well.
We haven't got to them yet.
This is getting out of hand now, mate. Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, I must say, I was surprised they were in the title hunt, but they seem to now be no longer in the title hunt. But
no one ever said they were.
He wrote them off. Listen, the man on my left-hand side wrote them off last week, Simon.
I know, they're out of it now. But listen, they're even money tonight against Brighton. 5-2, the draw. Brighton not been playing so well lately. And actually, that top four, I suppose it's beyond them now, isn't it, Villa? I was going to say they're in the battle. But the top four betting, United are 4-5. Liverpool 5-4, 11-8 Chelsea. What's the sort of best you can hope for now with Villa? Do you think, Gabby?
I think if Aston Villa finish in the top six and go and win the Europa League,
you're an embarrassment.
And go and win the Europa League. With the amount of money that the other teams have spent, Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool.
That's a climb down of the season, Simon. You've embarrassed them into the climb down of the season. From winning the title to 10 days later, top six. That's a decline and a half. Yeah. Simon, I'm going to have to go to the news. Enjoy your football tonight, mate. Thanks very much. Incredible, you're
top
unbelievable.
6, mate.
That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18 plus gambleaware.org. Coming up, we'll bring you absolutely bonkers story from the winter games. You don't want to miss this.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus gambleaware.org.
Romero does what he does. Right, ridiculous tackle. Thomas Frank cannot be blamed for that loss at Man United. Now, he can be blamed for leaving the armband with him or not getting in his head to behave better or control his emotion. That's partly the manager's job. But for Romero to do that after the ridiculous social media stuff, which I still don't understand. What the hell? He should have been fined 2 weeks' wages for that and probably dropped from if they had more players fit and left if they had Dan so fit. Well, just right. Because what is he actually saying there? If he's saying to the hierarchy, we haven't got enough players. I mean, is he absolutely stupid? I mean, forwards, Muani, Richarlison, Odobert, Solanke, Madison, Simons, Kudos, Kulusevski, Tell. Forget if you think they're good enough. There's loads of players. Midfield, Sarr, Gallagher, Bergvall, Gray, Bentancur, Paulinho. Now, they've got more forward options than any other team in the Prem. So what's he saying? Now, if he'd have come out and gone articulately, I think we've got to have a look at the medical stuff. Or the coaching. Something's not right. The pitches. We can't have that many players injured. Something's not right here. Something's got to be looked at. Someone upstairs has got to look at what's going on with all these injured players. How can we have that many injured players? That's ridiculous. I'd go, strong, but maybe he's got a point. His point, there's no substance to the out.
There's no intelligence with it, is there?
No, because they've got more players. They've got more options in forward play. They've got, I've just named 9. It's
Over the last few years, Formula One has gone from elitist and insular to a global entertainment brand. The transformation's down to American investment group Liberty Media, who cultivated a new image for the sport since buying it in 2016. Better access to drivers, improved content on social media, and tapping into the US market have given F1 a massive boost in both attention and revenues. But is everyone happy? The fans certainly are, as evidenced by Drive to Survive. Almost 7 million people per season have tuned in to get all the gossip and all the drama from the paddock. The extra exposure means the drivers can demand a higher salary too. In 2010, the top drivers were earning $20 million a year, which isn't bad. But now, the very best earned 3 times that, with Max Verstappen getting a whopping $65 million in 2025. But money doesn't always buy happiness. Some drivers, including Verstappen, don't like the pageantry the changes have brought about. In Las Vegas in 2023, Verstappen said the drivers were made to look like clowns, and the event was 99% performance and 1% race. Some purists who still watch the sport feel the same, and that the spirit of competition has suffered. But Formula One and Liberty Media don't look like slowing down anytime soon. So expect more races, major events and exclusive access in future.
Right, get yourself strapped in for this one. Right, you sitting comfortably?
Absolutely.
Okay, 8:35, Wednesday 11th February, talkSPORT breakfast with Arnold Clark, our good friends at Arnold Clark, the UK's biggest used car sale. Is ending now. I'm out of breath, man.
Okay, mate.
I had to make a quick.
You're on the bike?
No. You know when it's like you've only got, I worked out. Excuse me. You've got about 86 seconds after introducing a newsreader to get to the toilet and back, and I've definitely lost half a yard.
You never had?
No,
you never had it.
Exactly. An astonishing story coming out of the Winter Games in Milan. Norwegian Olympian Sturla Holmlagrad confessed, and how did I say that, by the way? The bottom line is, I'm getting away with Andy because nobody has a clue who Sturla Holmlagrad is. Confessed in a live television interview to cheating on his girlfriend moments after winning a bronze medal. Yep.
What?
Yep. Lagrade finished in third place in the biathlon, which combines cross-country skiing and rifle shooting, and then broke down in tears. The Norwegian told fans he's already had a gold medal up until last week, but squandered it by being unfaithful. We're not going to play it. We can't play it. It looks like we are. Here he is speaking in the press conference just after announcing the news.
Today I made the choice to tell the world what I did. So maybe there's a chance that she will see what she really means to me, and maybe not, but I don't want to think I didn't try everything to get her back. So I haven't got any reactions from the girl that I mentioned. I hope I don't make anything worse for her, but maybe it can help. I don't know. I hope there's a happy ending in the end.
Right, we've got a quiet section here, so I think I'm going to give you the floor, because I think there's one or two things you need to get off your chest. I mean, what is he thinking about? I'm not even going to discuss that. That was agony to watch.
Yeah, I'm confused here.
I'm very confused.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the place to discuss.
I don't think it's the right place to tell the world that you've done that to your ex or current. I'm confused, mate.
Just take your bronze medal, thank the world, and conduct your private matters where they should be in private. Now we're going to get you.
Dinner.
Yes, we're going to get United got into United in a second. I beg your pardon, but there's lots and lots, as you can imagine, of Spurs fans listening who want to know what is going on ahead of the North London derby. Myself and Gabby think Thomas Frank will be there, but let's find out with talkSPORT's chief football correspondent, Alex Crook. Good morning, Crookie. Is there anything you want to go off your chest this morning, Crookie?
Good morning. I'll keep all my revelations in-house, I think.
Listen, I've just thought you and I could send each other to the chair with some of the antics you and I got up to in Portugal, mate, in the summer. But they're best kept between you and I, my friend.
Absolutely. Some things are best left unsaid.
What are you thinking, mate? I was there last night at West Ham, Manchester United. First half was a bit of a non-event. Really enjoyed the second half, but the main talking point, I say, I'm looking at West Ham. They've got a bit about them. Great connection between the team on the pitch and the fans off it, which will give them a chance. Doesn't look to be the case. It's Tottenham, mate.
No, it certainly doesn't. And I think it was noticeable how many empty seats there were inside the stadium last night. Those that were there, the Tottenham fans, were singing the name of Mauricio Pochettino. I think long term, I can certainly envisage a scenario where after the World Cup, he does come back to Spurs. I think there's maybe a willingness on both sides to make that happen. The board seems split still when it comes to Thomas Frank. I think Johan Lange, the director of football, and the chief executive are still determined to give Thomas Frank more time. That's why I think he was so bullish when he was asked several times last night if he believed he would still be in charge for the North London derby. But ultimately, it will come down to the Lewis family and how they see the direction of travel, because make no bones about it, Tottenham are in a huge relegation battle. And I thought for a few weeks now, I don't see any way that Thomas Frank repairs his relationship with the supporters. No. He bought himself a bit of time in what they achieved in Europe. But if you dig a little deeper, 4 of the teams I think they beat in the league phase have gone out. 4 more have to go through the playoffs to reach the round of 16. So without taking anything away from that achievement, finishing 4th in the Champions League, maybe not as positive as it seems at face value. So I still think long term, the writing is on the wall for Thomas Frank. Will he still be in charge for that North London derby? They've got a 12-day break now. It would seem a good time to change manager. So we will wait and see. And you've got the spectre of Roberto De Zerbi on the horizon now as well.
My next question was going to be, I mean, it's all very well saying get rid of the manager and bring a new manager in, but who is out there? Sure. De Zerbi would be the obvious one. Is there anybody else, Crookie?
Well, it depends if they do want to wait for Pochettino, because if they do, then obviously it would be a Michael Carrick interim style appointment until the end of the season. Ryan Mason has done that a couple of times and he's a free agent.
What did Pochettino win, Crookie?
Left West Brom. He took him to a Champions League final, Gabby. And
but what did he win?
What does anyone ever win at Tottenham?
Oh,
well, how do you know? Just to fling this right back at you, Big Ange won the Europa League.
You think Potter's going to want to come into the carnage at Spurs at the moment? That squad of players that aren't good enough. Like, I'm not sure.
I think he will believe in his ability to turn it around. I think he believes that he has a special relationship with the Tottenham supporters. I think that's probably unquestioned. But I agree with you. Ultimately, if you scratch beneath the surface, this squad is not good enough. They finished 17th in the Premier League last season, so we shouldn't really be surprised that they're struggling. But I do think he's harshly judged Pochettino on the fact that in the last several decades, Tottenham haven't really been serial trophy contenders.
Went to Chelsea
to challenge for the Premier League. He got them into a Champions League final.
Went to their rivals, Chelsea.
Is a huge achievement. Yes, he did, and that didn't work out for him either. But clearly, it's not soured his relationship with the Spurs supporters. Yes. Just on De Zerbi, he was on the list before Ange Postecoglou, but wasn't keen to work, I'm told, under the former sporting director Fabio Paratici and Daniel Levy himself. Obviously, those two figures have been removed from the club now. And speaking to someone close to De Zerbi this morning, I'm told that maybe he would be more open to that move.
What about Manchester United, Crookie? You're not your bubbly self this morning with Manchester United's performance last night. Was it back to the Manchester United of old? Or?
Only thing I would say, Crookie, I think Manchester United lose that game 7 weeks ago.
I think they lose that game 3 weeks ago, to be honest, before Carrick came in. I don't think it's a terrible point, especially as I was at Stamford Bridge watching Chelsea throw away a 2-0 lead. I think Sunderland will get something against Liverpool tonight, so it will be as you were in the table. It wasn't a great performance, and it was a little bit of a revert to the old, because if you go back to even when Erik ten Hag was in charge, this is a group of players who struggle when they dominate possession. They're better off, United, when they haven't got the ball. They're a counter-attacking team, and I thought Nuno got it right last night as far as West Ham are concerned. He let United have possession, knowing that they struggle with that. So it wasn't a great performance. I think maybe you could criticise Michael Carrick for not freshening up the team. I think Šeško now is in a position where he can be knocking on the manager's door and demanding a start. But listen, 5 games, 4 wins and a draw, in a decent position now to get in the Champions League. It's not a crisis, Cabs. It's not a crisis.
I tell you where I am with that one, Crookie. No, I think he leaves himself wide open if he does change the team, mate, and it doesn't work. I think he's well within his rights to keep the team, because it's a show of confidence. It's a show of belief in your side. The only thing I would have said, perhaps, I would have made the substitutions a little bit earlier. But the fact of the matter is, all these substitutions made a big impact. Xerxes unlucky with the header. Lenny Yoro comes in and I think makes 2 fabulous challenges at 1-0 down. And obviously Šeško scores what can only be described, for me, as an absolute wonder goal.
Yeah, and he's starting, isn't he, to look the part now, Benjamin Šeško, with the quality of the last couple of goals he scored. And again, they're showing that great character. They've got the late winner at Arsenal, the late winner against Fulham, and now a late goal to rescue a point last night. So I don't think you're going to find too many United fans ringing you up in despondent mood, Gabby. The only way is up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Crookie, enjoy your day, mate. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy your football tonight.
Cheers, boys.
Take care. And there's still to come in breakfast this morning.
Superstar Breakfast Preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarx Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarx.
Getting a bit of stick here, Gab, me. Not you. Well, you're getting a bit of stick as well, to be fair, but both of us. Josh has been on. He's actually a little bit concerned about my heavy breathing after my trip. He's asking me to get 1 or 2 things sorted out. Josh, thanks. I appreciate your concern, mate. We're going to continue to dissect the problems at Spurs and take your calls on 03717 22344. You know the drill. But up next, it's our favourite Genie, Gab. And we'll be asking Gab if he thinks Villa should sign Jaden Sancho on a permanent deal. That was our breakfast preview, once again, with Travis Perkins Hire.
Superstar Breakfast Preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. With 250 hire branches nationwide, it's easy to hire at Travis Perkins.
two high-profile times when I've accused anyone of racism or sexism, a High Court has agreed with me. A parliamentary committee has agreed with me. So, and I've got reams of evidence.
Oh, absolutely.
Of
I mean,
people,
you're talking about Mark Sampson and Joe Barton.
Right, but the point is, I'm not
But
the
that's
person.
the extreme end of the equation, isn't it?
Right,
What is the point?
No, but
Go on,
my
Eni.
point is, that's also replicated online. So there's reams and reams of evidence of people online.
But you did it to me. You told me.
apologise for
No,
that
I don't have a
because
problem with it
yeah.
because it's your opinion. You said to me about me that I'm a sexist.
No,
and I
didn't.
don't think
said-
I am. I think I have a strident
didn't say that.
opinion.
said
I have a
think
daughter.
I think you pander to an audience.
Yeah, and that in itself
I think you
could be considered to be something that people would. I could be robust in my rejection of it. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it,
Well,
and I like you should do. I only take the value of a people's opinion from someone whose opinion I respect.
Yeah.
Your opinion isn't relevant to me, and my opinion, to some extent, shouldn't be relevant to you. And if you are strong in the views that you have, I admire you for having the strength of them. But everything that you seem to portray in life seems to be that every disadvantage that you have is because either you're a woman or because you're black, and it's got nothing to do with your contribution to the equation and the way that people perceive
Well, no,
you.
I'll always take responsibility if I think I've done something wrong. I'm the first person to apologise if I think, oh, I shouldn't have said that or that went the wrong way. You can find multiple examples of me apologising, but there is a reality that I do suffer sometimes a disadvantage because people abuse me for my identity. They don't actually focus on, I don't think she's a good person or good pundit because of X, Y, Z. They go into attacking your identity. Those are two different things.
Okay, 8:50 Wednesday, 11th February. Have you had a look at that picture I've sent you? Just have a look.
Have a look.
Andy Townsend sent me a picture last night. It's
incredible, isn't it?
Oh man, I'm like, he sent me it during the game, right? I had to put my microphone down just so the listeners know it's a wind-up picture of that Manchester United fan. He's not getting his hair cut.
Easy though, Ali, to get 5 in a row in the Premier League.
Of course, it's not
easy. Villa have done it this season. Done who else?
Well, I don't think. Well, here's one for you.
It's not easy, mate.
I don't think that boy will be getting his hair cut this season.
Nope.
That was his chance.
Nope. Do you reckon he's get in a ponytail or something? Mix it up.
Can you imagine what he was like? Can you imagine what he was like?
Permit
when that
something different.
When that VAR shouting up after Casemiro's header.
I know.
He'd have been distraught, the boy.
I think deep down though he likes the fact that it's carrying on. He likes the fact that it's carrying on.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think he likes the fact that it's carrying on.
I know, he's got to get a haircut.
My hair wouldn't grow out, Ali. It'd just stay the same, mate. Just grow on the sides.
You and I can make that bold claim without
you know
any
what?
fear.
I'd look.
Nobody would know the difference,
I'd look
mate.
100 times worse than him if I didn't cut my hair in that long, Ali. just an afro around the sides and the back and nothing on the top.
Oh, dear me. Right, what do we know this Wednesday morning? Well, I'm just about to tell you. talkSPORT understands that Spurs' #1 choice would be Mauricio Pochettino in the summer if he was to replace Thomas Frank long term. Maro Itoje returns to England starting 15 for Saturday's Six Nations match against Scotland in Edinburgh. Our record against England's been all right recently, but we were poor at the weekend, mate.
Yeah.
England very strong. Big game. And Chelsea threw away a 2-0 advantage to draw 2-2 with Leeds at Stamford Bridge. The moment of the game came right at the end as Cole Palmer, it's incredible because if there's one player you'd have fancied just to knock that in, it would have been Cole Palmer. He'd have missed from a couple of yards out to win the game and to score his 5th goal in 2 games. But he's still the top player. And it just shows you can happen to him do that.
5 of his 8 Premier League goals have been penalties.
Yes,
let's not get carried away.
You've got something against people taking penalties.
I just think like I know
you've got to be in your bonnet.
I'm not an assist man.
You never took them. That's the reason.
I'm not an assist. I missed one in the reserve game. It was actually against Celtic in the reserve game.
Was it? That's unforgivable.
The keeper looked massive in the goal, mate. I looked at him. I thought, I don't know where I'm putting this.
You just blast it.
I blasted.
See if the keeper looks massive. Yeah. Just get your head down.
That's what I did.
And miss the target.
No, we just went straight to him. He buried it. I was like, that's why I don't set penalties. But Cole Palmer's been a lot better, 100%. Yeah, he's got to continue getting games and consistency in his goals and assists. Yeah, and back in. Yeah.
After the game, Liam Rosenior was asked just how surprised he was to see the ball fly over the bar.
Yeah, Cole 999 times out of 1,000 scores. It's just one of those moments that happens. He's in a great position. Really, really great play to get there. But the key point from this game for this team to learn, we shouldn't even be in that situation. We shouldn't be chasing the game in the 94th minute. We should be comfortably winning the game for what our performance in the first 60 minutes deserved.
And I'm just laughing. Fez and Salford's just came in and says, Gabby, you would look like Mr. Burns for the
100%. 100%, Ali. 100%, mate.
Cheered me up no end. Okay, time now for a bit of magic. It's time for a bit of this.
Got an issue? Why can't you see? All you need is some help from me. Give my lamp a rub. 1, 2, 3. I'm the Gabby Genie.
Indeed you are, right. As we all know, every good genie grants magic wishes with a wee rub of the lamp, and the Gabby Genie is no different. So let's have a first wee rub.
And now an opportunity to swing it in. Sancho header! Villa have scored! Aston Villa in front.
Okay, Jaden Sancho's impressed since arriving at Villa Park. So, Gab, the question is this. Do you grant Jaden the wish of getting a permanent contract at Villa?
For me, impressed is a stretch, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
He's had a few decent games. Recently, his form's got a lot better. Nice assist on the weekend for Morgan Rogers.
Yes.
Form of goal.
Great goal, that, by the way.
But for me, Ali, I don't know. Maybe if the financial fair play stops Villa from going out and getting certain players. But if he's going to join on a permanent, I would love it to be a really short-term deal. I'm talking a year's contract and on a 1/10 of the money that he's on. If he's on £300,000 a week at Manchester United, he's out of contract, £30,000 a week and maybe appearance base, because I wouldn't want Villa to make a mistake and give him a big contract and, he gets his slippers on. I don't want that. I feel Villa have to have players that are hungry to succeed. So, for me, if he has a very good end to the season, you give him a 1-year contract and a lot less money.
I don't think he would object to that.
No, I don't think I have an option,
I think. I keep going on about it, and people say it was a while ago. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed watching him at Dortmund. Right, yeah. There's no doubt there's a player there, and I would like to see him. Me personally, I'd like to see him stay at Villa. I take your point totally, Gab. You would offer him a shorter term contract, incentive to play,
hungry to play, to do well, to get in the side, not.
And I don't think he would object to that, really.
He might look elsewhere at the MLS, at Saudi Arabia, but I just watch him sometimes, Ali, and when he plays against the top fullbacks, he can't get past them. He hasn't got that pace. He hasn't got the Jaden Sancho attributes that maybe he had at Dortmund that time. So certain games he can do okay, but If Villa said no to signing him, I'd be like, no problem. There's a lot better wingers out there.
All right, mate. I'm enjoying this. Let's have another rub of the lamp.
talkSPORT 2 have got an EFL programme, and I've just had a message from management. They might want you to go on there.
If Spurs go down, what am I going to talk about?
talkSPORT 2 is good, mate.
It's a good show.
Mate, they're the podcast.
EFL Roundup.
Mate, good.
Jeff
EFL.
Peters.
Mate, EFL Corner. We'll do a special sports EFL Corner every Monday.
He's brilliant, that Candy. He's the biggest wind-up merchant in
I was
history.
listening to the first 10 minutes last night, and he literally, they played a tune, a wind-up song for O'Hara for 10 minutes of the show. Dun, 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 dun. Honestly, Ali, I was laughing and went to bed.
Right, Spurs are on the brink of relegation of the Championship. Gab, do you grant your old mate Jamie the wish of hosting the EFL show? He'd be perfect for that if Tottenham were in it, wouldn't he?
Do you know why he's perfect for it, Ali?
Yeah.
Because Jamie O'Hara played 93 appearances in the Premier League.
What?
189 appearances out of the Premier League.
Well, there you are.
So he's...
Double.
Yeah, his career and his life in football is
Very
more
much,
in the lower leagues. So it just makes sense. Maybe leave the Premier League to maybe people that have learnt about it more. His whole career really...
He looked a lot more at home in the lower leagues.
Yes, where you could run around as if you've got Timberlands on, and weight on your back, and you could get past.
And do you think that's very much the same with his broadcasting career?
Exactly. So I think EFL show will be perfect. Get Jermaine Pennant, Carlton Cole on the sports bar. Everyone's happy. Perfect.
And a bit of non-league as well, maybe just
100% because he plays best off ability. It was fantastic, mate.
He did.
The way he was whipping that ball with no pressure on him, Ali. He was fantastic, mate.
I think they're building a statue.
Exactly. Unbelievable. And he was coach as well there, so fantastic, Jamie.
Good stuff. Looking forward to talking to Jamie later on. It'll probably be about 2 minutes to tell you the truth. Coming up, we're going to turn our attention back to Spurs. We've had some sensational callers this morning, and you're going to hear the best of them next.
Thanks for your support. Just shut up.
Mo, what happened yesterday?
Candy.
What happened yesterday?
Candy, listen.
What happened?
Candy. Listen.
Mo, what happened?
Listen. We still gotta go. We still can do the double, Candy. The cups.
What happened yesterday though? What happened yesterday?
To win.
Mo, what happened yesterday?
Yes, what is on? Listen, yesterday's game, like I said, I don't want to talk about it, Candy.
No, I don't want to talk about it. No, that's what we're talking about.
What is on? Listen, we're not talking about that. We're going to talk about
No. Here's what we're talking about. What happened yesterday?
Candy.
Yep.
Candy.
Yep.
Come on, Candy.
What happened yesterday?
Candy, listen.
Yeah, what happened yesterday, man?
I've said this all the time to you, every single time. I keep repeating myself. Liverpool have been done by VAR so many times. It's unreal.
You lost 2-1.
The referee was shocking, Candy.
You lost 2-1.
And do you know what, Candy? Yesterday, it wasn't a surprise to me. It wasn't a surprise. I mean, our team turned up in the second half. We were just absolutely superb. The boys were absolutely superb.
You conceded 2 goals.
Candy, what are you on about now? Candy.
Mo, you conceded 2.
Listen, Jimmy G, you can't say anything, yeah? you cannot talk. You got no room to talk. You
can't be blaming VAR, mate. You can't be blaming VAR.
Jimmy G, listen, your captain got sent off. He just done it deliberately.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
All right, now you okay? You run a bit mad there, everything all right?
With me, Ada. I was having a good chat with a great manager of talkSPORT breakfast show.
A great manager of
talkSPORT? Scotty Richards.
Yeah.
Fantastic, mate. Knows his
great
stuff.
Manager.
Yeah, he's a great manager. Knows his stuff.
We've been your top 3 great managers at talkSPORT.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's on the podium.
I can't name the other 2, I don't want to get sacked. But Scotty's fantastic.
Let's
mate.
tread very carefully. Okay, this is talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan and Gabby with you this morning. And Arnold Clark's real sale. It is, of course, your last chance to save on your next car. Sale ends, of course, on the 16th of this month, February. Still lots to come between now and 10 a.m. We'll continue to build up to yet another massive night of Premier League football, which, of course, is live on talkSPORT, where you'll have access to all 5 Premier games across the talkSPORT network. Take your pick, and we'll bring you more reacts to that last gas equaliser for United. Bad news for United stand. No fifth win, no haircut for your man. Unbelievable. Well, on that, if you're not watching now, it's time to turn us on your smart TV or YouTube.
Not funny,
as the powers of AI have allowed us to see what Gabby would look like if he didn't cut his hair for over a year.
HR, that is. Oh my God. Is that what it would look like?
That's sensational. That is absolutely sensational.
Wow.
You actually look just looks like a set of headphones. Just looks like a set of curly headphones.
Krusty the Clown, no?
That's exactly who it is.
I don't know.
That is it. That is it.
Okay, I'm not going to have that bet that Aston Villa win 5 games in a row.
No, I think you're looking all right there, though. Could do a wee trim. Okay, mate. Now it's been Tottenham hammering this morning, probably rightly so, with a performance and where they are in the league. The phone lines have been non-stop with irate Spurs fans. And here's how it sounded earlier on.
He's got to go. There's no reason not to let him go.
Bit disappointed, but I'm just kind of used to it now as a Spurs fan. It's just getting draining now, I'll be honest with you. Falling out of love with it.
The stadium, I just think it's too comfortable an atmosphere. The home changing room's like a luxury hotel. You feel relaxed when you go to a hotel. You're not up for anything. And the away changing room is like Butlins.
Right, I went to the Villa game this season and we played at Spurs and we won. Everyone was nice when you're walking in, outside the stadium. You all right, Gabby? You all right, mate? You know, like, just like you says, it's a very nice place to go. It's a nice day out.
It's rotten from the top, this club. Our ownership lacks any ambition, and they have done for years.
It don't matter who you bring in because we're going down anyway.
Yeah, you need a change, don't you? I think
it makes no sense not to sack him.
I think, Luke, for me,
who do you bring in?
Yeah.
I'll go in. Yeah. I'll do exactly the same job as him.
We are in a relegation fight. There's no doubt about it. It's woeful.
Okay, certainly problems at Tottenham this season, particularly right now. They are in a relegation dogfight. To give us more, let's bring in a man who's played in front of those fans. He's 2008 League Cup winner with Spurs. It's Pascal Chimbonda. Pascal, a very good morning to you. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Pascal.
I'm good morning. Good morning, Gabby. Good morning, Ali.
Good morning,
Thanks very much for joining us, mate. We really appreciate you taking the time. Pascal, it's as simple as this. What's going on?
I think Spurs don't have identity, football identity right now, because I don't think the player play at the levels he should have played.
Mm-hmm.
And the manager every week he changes start 11. We never have the same start 11 every week, so I think that's kind of a problem in the team at the minute.
Pascal, I've got a question for you because you had so much success with Spurs, outstanding player, playing at White Hart Lane. But I look at Spurs, they moved into their new stadium in 2019. They've lost 45 games in that stadium since then. Arsenal have lost 49 games, and they moved into their stadium 13 years before Spurs. That says it all, doesn't it, of how bad they have been at home?
Yeah, they be bad at home, but I don't think it's anything wrong with the stadium. If you play in a nice facility like this, you should, as a player, you should be happy and you should be give everything every week, like without the doubts, because a facility like this, every player or any kind of player who wanted to play on that pitch. And even me, back in the day, if we got this stadium, I think we will perform our high level because we want to make the fan happy and everyone happy.
Pascal, it's amazing because you're talking about playing at the high level, and there have been times, I mean, at the start of the season, for example, I talk about in particular Spurs had two, I thought, fabulous performances up at the Etihad. They were very comfortable and beat a Manchester City side, and they also put in a great performance against PSG. So particularly in the Champions League as well, there have been some excellent performances, but it's just a lack of consistency, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lack of consistency. I don't know, because when they play in the Champions League and week after the manager put a different team on the pitch, that's a problem. I think if you perform good on the Champions League during the week, I think you should leave the same start 11 and perform again. But this change it constantly all the time, so it looks like we don't have a football identity at the club at the minute. So that's a problem, because one time you play 3 at the back, one time you put 4 at the back, and I think a lack of the player, the confidence is gone. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Pascal, there's some damning stats for Spurs. Since November 2023, Spurs have lost 44 of 91 Premier League games, just 2 wins in their last 17 league games. What seems to be the problem? Because last season, yes, fantastic win in Europa League, but Premier League form poor again. Same again this season. Is it the players? Is it the transfers? Is it the manager? Is it the ownership? What is the problem?
I think the problem is that when is Solanke been out of injury, you know, we didn't have any front man to replace him at the top, and I think you buy Kolomwani, but I don't think Kolomwani is a finisher or is a guy who stays front of the box and score a goal for us. And Tell as well is the same thing. It's no real striker. So Solanke out, we don't have anyone in front to score a goal. You know, when he's back, like he scored like 3 or 4 in a row. So that's a problem. And I think we should have go for a striker in a transfer window, and that we didn't do.
Pascal, it's amazing, really. I think you correctly say there's been no stability in team selection. There's been changing in teams, you know, say formation. Well, not so much formation, certainly players within that team. But also, mate, there's been changes in managers and coaches. I mean, that can't help either, changing the manager all the time.
Yeah, but I think we bring a John Ettinga to assistant coach, but I don't think Angel or Frank. I think for Frank the job is too big for him. You know what I mean? Yeah, the job is too big. I think we should have go for another manager with a more what you call this experience. You know, at the top level, and that's why, because we go for Frank. Frank he's been at Brentford, and that's it. He didn't win anything. He didn't do anything. So I think we should have go for someone more experienced than Frank.
I think it says it all as well, doesn't it? That Richarlison, who hasn't played in, you know, probably the last 3-4 games, is the top goal scorer with 7 goals. Then you've got Romero and Van der Ven on 4. It says it all, doesn't it, with the amount of goals that have come from the attacking players?
Yeah, but we have too many attacking players, and we don't know. They don't know what position to put them on the pitch. You know, I think David Simon, you put it on the wing, and I don't think he's a winger. You know, Kolomani, you put it as a striker. I don't think he's a striker. You know, that's all kind of things. You know, like we have too many midfielders as well. You know, so that's why I think Frank can't deal with and don't know what to do with all this midfield. What position to put them, or all the kind of the things. And after, you know, like we get a wing back, but when you put Spence on the wing at the left back, you know, and it's hard, you know, because it's not the real position, you know. And I think if you put it on the right side, this would be more effective and maybe crossing more ball and maybe, you know.
Better shape to it. Pascal, just a quick one, mate. How's life with you? What are you up to? Tell us a little bit what's going on.
Everything is okay for me, you know. I mean, I just doing my own things and
brilliant,
and keep going.
You certainly look chilled, mate, and I'm delighted life's good with you, mate. You take it easy. There's nothing going to panic you, mate. I can tell that right now. Great to see you this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ali. Yeah, thank you, Gabby.
Top man, mate. Look after yourself.
Well, yeah, thank you very much.
Great player,
under there. Brilliant. Brilliant. Yes. Looks as though just chilled, mate. Hasn't he? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Good way to be.
I think of Timon, I think of like, he had this sort of like skins on underneath.
Brilliant.
His shorts, and he always had gloves on as well. Like, but outstanding player going forward.
Absolutely. I've got a question for you, mate.
Yep.
Because you've been working hard on it.
I have, yeah.
How many points are Spurs finishing with this season with that crystal ball of yours?
Okay, then. Well,
give me it.
But Ali, that record is incredible, isn't it? Arsenal, 13 years before Spurs, they moved into the Emirates, and they've only lost 4 more games than them at home. 45 for Spurs at home, 49 for Arsenal at home, and Arsenal moved into the Emirates 13 years before Spurs moved into their new stadium.
I can't believe
That's incredible. So what I've gone with is Spurs last 12 games. Okay. Arsenal at home, 0. Fulham away, 0.
Oh, that's harsh.
Fulham are very good at home.
I know that.
So I'm just being fair. Palace at home, I think their home record Spurs have been so poor. I look at Crystal Palace, and they'll still be fighting as well. I'm going to go 1 point at home against Palace. Liverpool away, 0. Forest at home, relegation battle, 1 point. I think that's a tricky game. Draw. Sunderland away. Sunderland haven't lost so far this season at home. Fantastic record. 0. Brighton at home. I'm going to give them 3 points. Brighton, not
That's
at it
good
this
to you.
season. Finally, that's their first 3 points against Brighton. Wolves away, 3 points. I think me and you could get 11 that will beat Wolves. So 3 points in that game. Villa away, of course, 0. Leeds at home. I think Leeds by then will be safe, I could imagine. But if they're not, I still think Leeds will get something at Spurs Stadium. 1 point.
Right.
Chelsea away. Well, we know what happens against Chelsea. That's a silly question, isn't it? Spurs against Chelsea.
Yep.
That's a 0. Everton at home, last game of the season. They need to win to stay up. 1 point. That'll put them on 39 points.
That might
I
not be
think
enough.
West Ham stay up on 40. No, but if you look at them games, though, Alan.
Phone lines lighting up everywhere before their eyes.
Is that not? If you look at those games, though, is that not a worry? Those fixtures.
Well, you better believe it is.
Do you know what I mean? Jokes aside.
Listen, Gabby,
there's some tough
I'm
games
holding
in
my
there.
hands up. I'm holding my hands up. I'm talking about Tottenham in a relegation battle the last couple of days, not really thinking that they are. Right?
Fulham away.
I've got to say to you.
Liverpool away.
And then
Sunderland
I
away.
would look at last
Villa
night.
away. Chelsea away.
100%. Plus the
Dear
fact.
Lord.
Plus the fact, Forest and West Ham that I saw last night
Showing fight.
will fight and fight and fight.
Exactly.
Well, interesting to see what happens. I think one or two of the Spurs lads out there might have a phone call or a reaction to your,
So we've got loads of time for calls.
your predictions. Coming up, we're going to turn attention tonight and whether Arne Slot is feeling the pressure with the Champions League race hotting up.
Legendary retired referee Dermot Gallagher joins us here on the show. How are we, Dermot?
Hi, Majestic. Hi, Al.
Hi, Dermot. Listen, let's just get your thoughts off that straight off the bat. We don't want to ask you no questions. You're the ref. Tell us what you saw.
I have to say, I get what Alan says, and I think lots and lots of people will say, you know, give the goal. It keeps 11 against 11. It keeps everybody happy. But when you look at it, there's no doubt whatsoever Szoboszlai is fouled, and by Haaland fouling him, he will argue that stopped him clearing the ball off the line. But you go back, the only reason Szoboszlai gets that far back is because he actually hauls Haaland back. That's the first foul. So I don't think I think Craig has tried to play advantage because he thinks it'll be a goal.
Definitely, Dermot. He's played advantage, isn't he?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then-
he's
and
played
then-
advantage, and bear in mind, Al, that he can always bring that back if it goes wrong. So
Yeah, but if you go to the second part, right,
Yeah.
where Haaland fouls him,
Mm.
right, but the ball's got in the net. So why didn't he play advantage there as well?
Well, he can't play an advantage for foul on Szoboszlai, can he? Because if the ball's in the net, the game, you know, it's terminated, isn't it? That moves over. But if you actually look, that ball's not in the net when he pulls Szoboszlai back. And the problem there, Al, is that
But
once
don't you think he see that, Dermot? Don't you think he see the first incident, right, and he's played on?
Yeah.
He's seen the second incident. He must have seen it. It was fairly obvious. And he still give a goal. That was the on-field decision, wasn't it?
The on-field decision was goal. That's correct. So all I can presume is he hasn't picked up the foul on Szoboszlai.
No, I don't see that. I think what's happened is VAR or the
Okay, 9:22, talkSPORT Breakfast. Alan Gabby with you this morning. Now, first before we move on to this trailer, two people then straight away, both agreeing with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's
First one, the way it's going under Thomas Frank, I agree with Gabby.
Thanks,
and
guys.
Then Scott, the Spurs fan, he's actually taken it a step further. He's done his predictions.
Oh.
Yeah, and his predictions aren't the exact same. However, he's got 39 points, the same as you came up with, which I think, Scott, Gabby, Spurs fans out there,
Scary times.
is really concerning.
So what they need to do, Ali, as a football club, is players have a sit down.
Yeah.
Maybe Romero sits it out because you'll probably say the wrong thing as a captain, but have a chat between you and say, come on, guys, like, we're in a battle now. We're in a battle.
Here's another one, mate. Steve for Suffolk's come in and says Gabby's actually given us 2 more points than he would have done.
Wow. I should do this more often, are they?
No, it doesn't.
Alistair.
Okay, we're going to look ahead to the Premier League with TNT Sports.
Breakfast football preview on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Get the passion and the pain, the heroics and the heartbreak all in one place. TNT Sports, not normal. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, doke. Liverpool, of course, be out with Dominic Szoboszlai for tonight's trip to Sunderland following his controversial red card on Sunday. What a shambles that was.
Don't get me started.
Oh, come on.
No.
The champions sit 6th in the table, 5 points behind Chelsea and 6 off United. Arne Slot was asked yesterday whether this is the toughest season of his managerial career so far.
Yeah, that's fair to say. By a mile. Because all the other seasons I've managed, that there was only positives. There was never, don't think I've ever lost 2 games in a row. So, it's an exception this season for me as it is for the players. The players are not used to losing a lot or having a lot of draws. I'm not used to that as well. And it's always more of a challenge after you lose a game of football to get them going again than after a win, tell them that we were not as good as they might think they are. So yeah, this season has been more challenging for me as well.
What do you think? Where are you with Liverpool at this moment in time? Right.
Last 5 games, 1 win, 2 defeats, 2 draws in the Premier League. Not been good enough. On the weekend, at times, they look sharp. Ekitike, I do like. Verts have been better.
I thought second half they were very good, mate.
Yeah. Salah, for me, still. I'm watching him, I'm like, you don't take a player on. No. You're lacking that cutting edge. You don't look like you're sharp or quick. That could be a problem going forward with Salah on that right-hand side. But they just need to get their act together and think to themselves, Chelsea drop points, Manchester United drop points. Liverpool can win tonight. They cut that gap down to Chelsea to 2 points. Like, it's possible.
Yeah.
You know who they miss? Luis Diaz.
Ah, you're right, mate.
13 Premier League goals, 8 assists in 20 Bundesliga games this season. They miss him like you wouldn't believe,
mate,
Ali.
I think that
the way he pressed.
They've lost 3 forward players.
Exactly.
You know, clearly one of them in absolutely tragic circumstances. But even the big fella used to run about, put people under pressure, didn't he?
A pest.
He was a pest, but you're right about Diaz. You know, in that left-hand side.
Remember how he pressed, Ali?
Yeah.
Like, he was non-stop. It was a good replacement for Mane. And they've let Diaz go and they haven't replaced him.
Missing Trent as well, mate.
They've gone Isak and they've gone Ekitike and spent all this money. I do like Gakpo at times, but
so do I.
Gakpo probably played better when he was fighting for that position with Diaz, week in, week out. Now he's the only option really on that left-hand side.
McAllister, another one who I really like.
He's not been at his best.
Not been at his best.
Nope.
Salah's not been at his best this season. 2 centre-backs. Van Dijk's, without doubt, in my opinion, one of the best centre-backs that's played in the league. Not sure he's been at his best this season.
Do you know the problem they've got? Ali's
the goalkeeper,
yes,
who I love, by the way, is making mistakes like the weekend.
What was the best when you watched Liverpool recent years? Jurgen Klopp. I remember watching a game against Manchester City, and it was literally whenever they got the ball back, Mane or Salah in behind.
Yeah, diagonal
straight away.
Fine.
If it was Robertson or if it was Trent in behind, and it was just free-flowing, attacking football. Firmino comes short, 2 wingers in behind. Now you watch them, you're like, what is Liverpool's identity? What style of football are Liverpool playing? You can't really tell. Is he scared to drop Salah again? But should he drop Salah? Because for me, he isn't quick anymore. He isn't taking players on. I mean, his goal record this season is nowhere near what he's capable of doing at his best. Van Dijk at the back. You know.
But you know something, Gab? People will laugh at me. I still think they've got a chance to win the Champions League. I do. I just think some teams, it's tournaments that are confident. Listen, they could get knocked out just as easy, but I actually think they've got a chance to win it because it's a tournament that they know. It's a tournament that they can play against anybody they're confident in. And I think, bizarrely, it's a tournament where teams open up more against them than they do domestically.
Yeah.
And I think there's a certain degree that suits them.
100%. There's no reason why they can't, of course, but I just think it would be a big, big problem if they don't finish in the top 5 and finish in the Champions League positions. And
you think he's under pressure?
100% if they don't get Champions League football. Because he said it himself. He said we could only buy Chiesa because we finished in Europa League positions.
Even though he's won the league last year?
I really do. And I think because Alonso...
You don't think he's got enough in the bank? Me personally, I think he should have enough in the bank. Winning the league in his first season.
If they finish top 5, yes. And they get long in the Champions League, get to the semi-finals, yes. But if they finish outside the top 5, I think it's a big problem for Liverpool Football Club not being in the Champions League.
It's cutthroat and that stuff, eh?
Of course it is, but what I would say, Ellie, the biggest player they miss is Trent. And I remember speaking to John Barnes on this show probably 3 months ago, and he said, no, they're not missing Trent. It's collective. I'm like, okay, I won't argue with you, John, legend of the game, but
I think they are missing
They're
Trent.
missing him. They are. Like the amount of balls he
Missing
made.
his quality.
Exactly, the amount of balls in behind he had, his assist, his goals as well. They miss his quality at right back. Frimpong, he's not a right back. He's a wing back or a right winger. Bradley's done well at times when he's had to come in.
I like Bradley. But obviously long term, he's going out. Frimpong can't keep himself fit.
Watch who's your right back long term.
Kerkez is taking a little bit of time to settle. Looks a little bit better now, but I think he's taking a little bit
And
longer.
the defender they've signed from the young defender got injured, hasn't he?
I know. Could see that. All right, mate. Great football tonight. Elsewhere, Manchester City can close the gap in Arsenal to 3 points before the Gunners head to Brentford tomorrow night. Stream the Premier League live with TNT Sports and Discovery Plus, or watch TNT Sports channel on EE, Sky and Virgin Media. Coming up, we turn our attention to the winter games. I've been loving the winter games, by the way, and why Team GB are struggling to get any medals at all.
Breakfast football preview on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Get the passion and the pain, the heroics and the heartbreak all in one place. TNT Sports, not normal. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you think that the Super Bowl would get such a thumping up against the Premier League offering of Liverpool Manchester City? I thought it would be much, much closer. You're talking about a difference of 500 million.
You are. But you're talking about, I mean, I've had this argument with Brian T. Smith, who comes in here, who I very much like, and makes the case that the Champions League final, I'd say, dwarfs the Super Bowl, and he makes his argument about scale. It makes my argument. Of course it makes my argument. But then you have to look back underneath it and say, this is a worldwide global audience that's watching the Premier League, watching arguably the biggest game in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And you've got multitude of broadcast deals around the world for global sports. Ostensibly, despite inroads into various countries where you've had the NFL on tour and it's made its way into Germany and it's made its way into Poland and it's made its way into the UK, it's a North American sport. And so I'd be fascinated to see, outside of the North American broadcasting numbers, how many of the 220 million people that watched it were outside of North America.
Yeah.
Because I'm willing to wager you that well, clearly it's obvious because the population of this country is only 70 million, that 90%, 95% of the people that watched the Premier League game between Liverpool and Man City was around the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And when the NFL gets its act together, which it's trying to do, and makes this a global sport, and makes it a participation sport and a viewing sport in all the four-flung corners of the globe, it'll have numbers that are substantial. And 220 million people watching it. If I'm right in my thinking, 90% of that will be in North America.
Boxing. It's a sport that makes multi-millionaires out of the world's best fighters. But it's not as flush with cash as you'd think. We all see how much the likes of Tyson Fury or Canelo Alvarez make every fight, but that's not the case for those just starting out, or those who aren't even at that level. For example, if you've just turned pro and don't have a promoter, you have to sell your own tickets, cover the cost of the venue yourself, and pay the tax man at the end of it. You might not even break even, but if you do, you're looking at 5 to 10 grand max. A mid-tier fighter might make more like 10 to 50 grand, but you still have to give up half of that in costs. So unless you're fighting for a world title, it's tough to make money. One potential way of doing it, though, is being a journeyman. Here's former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver explaining how that could work.
They want to fight every week, and they can be going in against the prospects, so they can demand good money, and they might be demanding like 5 grand, 10 grand for a 6-rounder or something because they're going in with a prospect. He gets through that, the journeyman gets through that fight, and he can fight again next week.
I mean, even so, it's not much, and you're getting punched in the face for a job. It's only really at the top level, i.e. fighting for titles, where you're earning up to 6 figures and can afford a diamond chain or that Ferrari. So boxing isn't a sport that allows you to retire at 40 and live a life of luxury. Much like a lot of other sports and jobs in general, it takes an awful lot of luck quite early in your career to really make it worth your while.
Okay, this is talkSPORT Break with Arnold Clark's real sale. It's your last chance, in fact, to save big on your next car. The sale ends, of course, on the 16th of February. Ali and Gabby with you this morning. Now, Stuart's been on to me, Stuart Bremner. Stuart, for the love of God, he's saying you're turning to Winter Olympics, but no mention of the Rangers game tonight, Stuart. You've missed it, mate. You've missed it. It's a game of the night. I've already told the nation it's a game of the night at high-flying Motherwell. What a game that's going to be tonight, I can tell you that. What a great morning we've had so far. Here are the best bits that you might have missed. We have been battered with Tottenham callers all morning, demanded Thomas Frank's head. But how about Harry Redknapp until the end of the season? Well, this is what the legendary manager had to say.
Oh my God! North London derby. What a hard game! What a hard game for Tottenham to pick up a result in. Oh my! If you're playing anybody at the moment, you wouldn't want to be playing Arsenal if your life depends on it. So I mean, it's going to be a difficult time for Thomas going into this game for sure. But it's a no-brainer really in terms of. If they get beat, everybody expects them to get beat. But if they could pull off a result, it could turn everything around for the rest of the season for them. So, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. And sticking with sports, 2000 League Cup winner Pascal Chimbonda joined us a little bit earlier. And how chilled was he, by the way? And he argued that Thomas Frank might be out his depth at a club like Tottenham.
I think for Frank, the job is too big for him, you know what I mean? Yeah, the job is too big. I think we should have go for another manager with a more what you call this experience, you know, at the top level, and that's why, because we go for Frank. Frank he's been at Brentford, and that's it. He didn't win anything. He didn't do anything. So I think we should have go for someone more experienced than Frank.
How chilled was that man, by the way?
Very chilled.
Eh?
Yes, I can imagine he was like that in the changing room as well.
Do you think so?
Yes, 100%.
Just no panic at all. Absolutely,
no issues.
I got that kind of impression.
Ali, can I quickly say?
Yes, you can.
I know earlier we talked about.
Let's go.
Wins, 5 wins in a row in all comps.
Yep.
The last time, this is how many days it's been for Manchester United. 723 days since they last won 5 games in a row in all comps. Spurs, 495 days. And then you look at Liverpool, 140 days. Arsenal, 98 days. Manchester City and Villa, 45 days. Chelsea, 10 days. You know, it's really nice to be at the top of that table as well, Ali.
That's unbelievable.
I'll get that off my chest, mate.
You have. You're just winding it up.
Some teams can't get 5 wins in a row.
That's for sure. Now we're going to turn our attention to Milan, the Winter Olympics, which I've got to say to you, I am thoroughly enjoying it. Kicked off last Friday. Team GP, sadly, at this moment in time, we've been really unlucky, by the way, I have to inform you. We're medallists at this minute, but can we turn our fortunes around? I hope so. To give us the insight, let's bring in a man whose biathlon is DNA, a veteran of the British biathlon scene. It's Scott Dixon. For those of you who don't know the concept of a biathlon, here it is. Competitors ski a series of laps on a cross-country trail, stopping at a shooting range where they use a rifle which they carry with them throughout to aim at a target which is 50 metres away. Scott, a very, very good morning.
Good morning,
How are
Scott.
you, first of all?
Well, good morning, Ali. Good morning, Gavi. Thanks for having me. It's
brilliant.
a strange sport, that's for sure.
Well, I'm going to ask you, Scott. First of all, thanks very much for taking the time to join us. I have loved it. I've loved it. Well, like most people, probably like yourself, we love sport. We enjoy all types of sport. The Winter Olympics, this so far, the last 4 or 5 days, I think has been absolutely excellent. How much are you enjoying it?
Oh, it's insane. It's so good. The vibe is amazing. And also the team is doing very well. I know we've got some expectations that are very high, and that always has its impact on performance. But the vibe is good. The energy is good. And Team GB has always got such a great setup that it just permeates this positive attitude across competitors and the fans alike.
Going to ask you the question, Scott, and I must ask you, I can understand it in the UK, there'll be areas where you can do a little bit of skiing, but I'm a little bit concerned. Where did you learn to do? Where does your shooting come from, mate?
Yeah, that's right. Up in Aviemore, actually.
I thought it might
in the Cairngorms.
be.
Yeah, up in the beautiful Cairngorms. So we're lucky enough to have a biathlon range there, and it's possible to do it, although it's not exactly like up there with the standards of the Norwegian stadiums. But you can go and ski and shoot in Aviemore in Scotland. It's a rare place, but it is there.
Well, it's a place I know, and I know it really well, Scott. It's a beautiful place. Tell me, just a quick one, mate. I mean, the sport itself fascinates me because you have to go from kind of all-out energy. The physical demands would be there clearly for everybody to see, and then you have to stop and just bring yourself to total composure and calmness. That can't be easy.
Do you know, I think that a way that you might be able to relate it, for those of you who've played football, which I assume is most of your listeners, imagine you're absolutely at the peak of your physical pain, which we all know what that feels like.
Yes.
And then you've got to stop, take a rifle off your back.
Wow.
And then you've got to shoot a golf ball-sized target 50 metres away between breaths. It's brutal, it's exhausting, and it's incredibly hard, but the stakes are really high as well, because if you miss a target, you either have a minute added onto your time, or you have to go around a penalty loop and just suffer your way around that, which is devastating emotionally, but also physically.
Incredible. Right, Scott, the big question, where is our first medal coming from?
Our first medal? Ooh, well, I don't know if biathlon is going to produce that.
Why not?
You know, it's possible. Today's the day. If it was going to happen, it would come today, because if you hit all the targets, then it can really throw you up the order.
Yeah.
But in any case, you still have to ski very quickly. So I'm going to put my money on something to do with the, I would say the ski cross or the snowboarding, or I would say some of the alpine things are more likely to bring those results than the cross-country side of things. Or curling, of course, is a high one, but we've just lost out.
Well,
on
we're
that,
unlucky, Scott. I mean, let's be honest about it. I think we're really unlucky, I've got to say. I mean, the mixed doubles, obviously, at the curling is really, really disappointing. And we've had some really good performances, but just kind of fell short a little bit. And we've got to be, well, you'll know better than me. I think we've got to be realistic about it. You're up against competitors coming from nations where it's probably second nature to them.
It is, and that's the thing, is like we don't have the snow in Scotland or even in England, so it's not like we can go into our back garden and just put the skis on. But the Norwegians are literally born with skis on their feet. They start at the age of 2, so they're walking, and the next thing is they're out on skis. So it's no question why they're the best in the world. They've got it in their culture and in their nature. But we are catching up, and we do that through innovation and through like a really good attitude. And I think, we've got the luge and the bobsleigh, and those guys are absolutely insanely good. So I think we can expect to see some medals from them very soon.
Scott, your fellow biathlete admitting to cheating on his girlfriend after he won bronze. Is that possibly the weirdest moment you've seen in sport?
Or do you think it'll catch on, Scott? Is it something that's going to catch on, do you think?
This is just unbelievably devastating. Like, oh my God. So basically, he crosses the line and he's in tears. Now, this is actually quite a serious subject because it is very tragic what actually happened. And there was tragically in the Norwegian team, Sivert Guttorm-Bakken, one of the prospects for the Olympics, actually passed away on a training camp on Christmas Day. And as a consequence of that, and that's the Norwegian Christmas Day, and Johan Olof Botten, the gold medalist, actually came across the line, pointing to the sky. He wins the gold medal, and he says, I'm dedicating this win to Johan Olof Botten. Mm-hmm. And it was an incredible moment, to Sivert Guttorm-Bakken. And it was a beautiful moment. And it just was a shame that the headlines were taken away from that because some man had decided to confess that he had cheated on his girlfriend and that she had basically gone radio silence on him, and he wants to celebrate this moment with her. It was bizarre, and I've always thought of him to be an incredibly likable person. Perhaps, who knows what emotions go through your mind in these moments, right? Like, you've just won a bronze medal and you miss your girlfriend who you've just broken the heart of. So, who knows what goes through your mind, but out of character.
Let's hope if we win the World Cup, England, that no one says anything similar, Alan?
That'll not happen anyway. I wouldn't worry about that, Gav. Can't see England winning the World Cup. Scott, listen, mate, first of all, thanks for joining us this morning. And more importantly, congratulations on the coverage. The coverage at TNT Sports, the governance of the Winter Olympics, is absolutely first class, mate. So keep up the good work.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and enjoy for all those watching.
I'll do, mate. Thanks very much. Appreciate your time.
Ali, imagine Donald Trump with a mic. Anything to confess?
No.
World Cup final.
Just keep that man away from the mic. Right,
he'll be on the mic.
Keep him away.
He'll be on the mic, I'm telling you.
Right, here we go. You can watch every moment in the Olympic Winter Games Milano Cortina 2026 live on TNT Sports and Discovery Plus from the 6th to the 22nd of February. Right, this is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. We'll get more on a bonkers game that is happening at the T20 World Cup. It's South Africa against Afghanistan. I've got it on the Eddie Kelly in front of me. I'm watching it on the telly. So is Sam Ellard. Sam, unbelievable.
This is silly cricket. I mean, we are in to a second super over. Afghanistan need 12 runs from 2 balls in this second super over to win the game. South Africa in the second super over put 24 runs on the board. There was 2 dot balls, then there was 6.
And there's another one.
Is this one going for a 6? Yes, it is. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay, let me try and dot the I's, cross the T's very briefly before this final ball. South Africa batted first in the actual 20 over a side game, 187 runs on the board. Afghanistan bat second, put the same amount of runs on the board. In the first super over, South Africa 17 for 1. Afghanistan hit a 6 off the final ball of the first super over to go to another super over. South Africa then go 23 runs on the board in the second super over. It goes dot. So the equation's pretty simple. 24 runs needed, which is 4 sixes in a row. He's gone 6, 6, 6. It's Gurbaz against Maharaj to win possibly maybe the most bonkers game of cricket I think we've ever seen. We've got one more ball. The equation, Ali, simple. 6 runs to win. I mean, he can't get a 5, can he, and tie? That feels. I mean, maybe there might be a 5 in this game. Who knows?
Can't be the only thing we're missing. Here we go.
Oh, it's the wide ball. It's wide ball. Okay, so a 4 now. A 4 takes us to another super over. 5 runs to win. Again, a 6 wins the game. 4 runs takes us into a super over. Oh my, it's good to be back. Here we go. Maharaj to Gurbaz. And he goes, it's the wicket. Oh, no, I can't believe he hasn't picked the fielder out. It's a full and wide ball, and he picks out the fielder a point. It's the wicket. South Africa win the second super over. I'm supposed to be covering Australia v Ireland. I'm not even supposed to be doing this game. South Africa win the second super over in what was a very, very fun end to that game of cricket.
Sam, could you just give us that again, please?
Basically, they kept on scoring the same amount of runs, and eventually South Africa scored more runs than Afghanistan.
That was amazing, Sam. Thanks very much. We had it on there. That was absolutely incredible.
Looks like fun cricket.
Enjoy. Oh, that was brilliant. Enjoy it, pal. Thanks very much. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. We're nearly at the end of our stint. It's 9:47. We're going to take a short break.
Big statement here, but I think that might just be the worst refereeing or VAR decision we've ever had.
No, it's not. It's not.
How can you say it's a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity when Man City scored? Because Haaland dragged down Slobosai. Yeah, but Szoboszlai dragged Haaland. Yeah. Haaland dragged Szoboszlai, which is something we see all the time. No, you don't. Not like that. Not two separate incidences. So, okay, so you give one. Yeah. But then you've also got to give the other because there was two incidents. So then how can you give both?
So he played advantage, and then Haaland's in the advantage. He does foul Szoboszlai. You mean you can't get away from it?
It's the decision is right. It's the right call. And
it's not. Listen, by the laws of the game, it's the right call.
Yeah, it's the right call.
And you know that's why you can't say it's the worst decision ever.
No, it's definitely not. That's
because
just
the
rubbish.
referee, by the letter of the law, gets the decision right, in terms of the laws of the game. Do I agree with it? No, I think it's ridiculous. I think there needs to be some sort of common sense law brought into the game where that you just let go, right? You just let that slide. You just let it go.
Two fouls don't mean a right.
No, I know, but
you can't have.
No, I know, but
you can't have Slobosai dragging Haaland back. By the way, Haaland should score, and then you can't have Haaland dragging back Slobosai.
Yeah.
If you remember, right, if you look back at it, Slobosai's looking for the free kick. He's gone to the referee on his knees like that.
Yeah.
As if to say, "Where's the free kick?"
(9:51) Wednesday, the 11th of February. Jim for Glasgow's giving me a bit of stick. Come on, Ali, give the Jambos a bit of credit. I've given you credit, Jim. Calm down. Unbelievable result again last night. Jim, calm down. It's going all the way. It is going all the way. British boxer Fabio Wardley was crowned as the new WBO title after Alexander Usyk relinquished the belt, which was back in November, Gab. Now, it's in everyone's mind who his first title defence would be against, and it's looking now like we know.
Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois. Now, that's a fight I've been asked about all week, and I'm like, really? Frank wants to make it now? Fabio Wardley's first defence of the world title, that he beat Joe Parker and then was given the belt. I thought, okay, he'll have a nice, easy, comfortable one. Daniel Dubois coming back off the Usyk fight, rejoined Don Charles's team. That is a fabulous Fire Fest of a fight. I'm hearing May the 9th. What a time for heavyweight boxing to make that sort of fight now. Manchester, London, one of the big ones. Maybe the Co-op, maybe the O2, but it's going to happen here. Wow, bring it on. That's a great fight.
Tell you what, the brilliant Adam Smith there giving us that news. Yes. It is going to be some fight, mate. What do you think?
Well,
does it surprise you?
It surprises me because we don't get to see nowadays like the fights that we really want to see all the time. It has got better. With Turkey.
Oh, it's got miles better, surely, no?
But Usyk, July 2025, Daniel Dubois' last fight 7 months ago. Are they fighting enough? So by the time he fights in May, you're not far off a year, 10 months to a year to not have had a fight. I just want to see the big fights, Ali. I want to see that fight.
We all do, mate.
I want to see... I'm not sure about AJ Fury anymore, but I think that will happen. I just want to see the best fight, the best.
Of course we
Atoma.
do.
I don't want to see him held back and be fighting people that he should be beating with ease. I know it's a process, but what age was Mike Tyson, heavyweight champion of the world? Do you know what I mean? He wasn't stopped and fight this easy person.
I mean, I'm with you, mate. The Fury AJ one, listen, mate, see, whatever it was, 3 or 4 years ago, that was the one that everybody wanted to see.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. That was the fight. That would have been the fight of the decade. Yes, there's still a desire for it.
Yeah.
But not the same.
Not as big.
Not as big,
big, yeah.
Nothing like his
Tyson Fury does look in great shape. I'm following him on Instagram and he's literally like training hard. Looks in great nick, ready for his fight as well. I'm sure AJ will come back and have a fight maybe before he fights Fury.
His fights against Usyk, right? The people far better qualified than me, miles better qualified than me, are very comfortable, with the decisions. I thought this fight against Usyk, I thought he was really unlucky,
Yeah, but I remember one of them.
I mean, people, as I say, people better qualified than me.
One of them I watched at my next door neighbour's house, and that was the first one or second one. Usyk didn't leave him alone. Ali, he was hunting him, and he was chasing him around the ring. There was nowhere to have a breather. There was not even a couple of seconds to relax. He was after him. The fitness of Usyk is incredible. 12 rounds.
I think it was Adam Cartwright.
Just chasing him around.
And I chat with Adam about it, and Adam was explaining it to me.
Nowhere to hide.
He wasn't missing
his engine.
He's scoring points and all that stuff.
Fitness. Yeah. His cardio is just like relentless. I bet Usyk could do 24 rounds in a fight, and at the same tempo, just keep going after you. But Wardley and Dubois, that'll be a great fight. Looking forward to it.
Me too, mate. Now, if you love your boxing, we certainly do. Don't miss the Zone's packed fight schedule with fights every week, including a huge triple header next weekend. It all begins live from Sheffield on Saturday as a fierce rivalry reignites in a highly anticipated rematch. Lee Woods versus Josh Warrington. That's a big fight. Looking forward to that. Then after that, live from Vegas, a high-stakes clash as Ryan Garcia chases his first world title against Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight world title. And finally, the return of Clarissa Shields, in an undisputed heavyweight rematch next Sunday. Sign up to the Zone Ultimate and get 12 plus pay-per-views a year, including Garcia versus Barrios on February the 21st, as I mentioned, at no extra cost. Watch all these fights only on DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
How's your day looking, pal?
Yes, just a couple of meetings this afternoon. That's it, and then back on with the big man tomorrow. Yeah, Big Brazil.
Absolutely.
What about you, mate?
I'm heading up to Sunderland. Looking forward to that. Sunderland, Liverpool, all stadium alike.
That'll be a good atmosphere again.
Oh, that'll be jumping.
Yes.
That'll be absolutely
Sunderland
jumping.
win for me.
I'm looking forward to getting up there, mate. Really appreciate it. Thanks for your time this morning, Gabby. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And thanks out there for listening. Thanks for your company. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And don't forget, huge breakfast show tomorrow morning. Big Al is back in the chair, ready to go after. Well, it's a month till Cheltenham, isn't it?
Yes.
And he's in training. He's looking good. It'll be him and Gabby tomorrow. So do not miss it. Thanks for your company. See you all soon.
I don't see. I look at Arsenal and I've watched all the games because I'm waiting for them to slip up, and they can just change it. They can bring 5 players off the bench who should have started, and I think it's look. As much as none of us want Arsenal to win it, we just have to accept that it's their year, and they've been building it for 5 years, and it's their time. Yeah. And it's not because I think Arsenal are particularly great. That this Arsenal side won't go down as a great Premier League team. They won't even be in the top 10. Right, it's because the chasing pack are not good enough. You know, Chelsea are not ready. Liverpool, and what's happened to them? City, I'm amazed we're second, if I'm being honest.
Just going back to, you mentioned the Carabao Cup final. Is that round about the 11th or 12th? That final is before you play them at the